What were you going to say, Sako?
Oh, I was going to say, it's going to take me a minute to get back up to speed, too. It's been a little bit, so I got to get my bearings back.
All good. It is Moonday the 8th of Fogloom, about 9:45 in the evening. I really need a paste as text option. That is really annoying that it tries to paste that as an image every time. Just a second. There we go. All right, that works better. All right, so where we left off, you are in the reception chamber in the Abyssal Prisons. A vampire and his thralls have kind of a roughly hewn fighting pit that was dug out of the floor. There was a Mauseloth, a despair and hunger demon that was set upon a group of unprepared commoners that were in the pit there. The demon quickly killed the commoners and attacked the cleric of the Southern Juthrunch of the Reverendry Church there, who is currently dying on the floor. Obviously, that pissed off the vampire, who then attacked you all. Sarah, I think, hit him with slow, if I remember right. And I think chill touch to prevent him from being able to heal himself, which he had initially done with a kind of a cloud of mist. And then he fled towards the portal in the northeast corner of the room, and that is where we left off. We're actually still in media res currently. Let me pop this back out again. We left off at Pogo's turn. Either Pogo, you just had yours. I think no, the vampire just because he ran to the corner. So it is actually Pogo's turn.
Yeah, no, this makes sense because I remember thinking, well, okay, let's see what options we got.
Yeah, honestly, it was an appropriate action on Sarah's behalf. So, I mean, it made sense for the character, even if it pisses off the...
Good job, Sarah, for playing your character. Like, I get it. It makes sense. I think Pogo is more easily frightened than other characters, which makes sense for his background.
Being a little, not cowardly necessarily, but self-preservation as opposed to...
Exactly. Self-preservation is Pogo's real forte.
Let me see if that is too... Well, that's kind of it. Pogo is typically going to be himself above others, from his backstory, so...
Yeah. 100%.
All right, so real quick before we jump in, new headset, everybody able to hear me okay?
Oh, golden.
Okay, cool. All right, and I think that's... Hopefully not too loud there. Was there static before?
Yeah, when you first spoke, there was a little bit of static, and now it's gone. So it's
I adjusted the gain, and I also had a phone or a fan blowing on me at the time, so I moved that, and hopefully that's clearer now. So, all right, so that's where we left off. We are back in here. It is Pogo's turn. Next will be Sarah. So, what is Pogo doing?
All right. Let's see. I can see just barely the vampire around that corner.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing how this whole world works inside this crazy-ass prison. By the way, can you guys hear me okay? I'm using a room mic and not a headset.
Yeah, can hear you fine.
All right. Just want to make sure.
At least I'm able. Everybody else?
Yeah, who's good?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool. Becky's still using Xbox, I assume?
Wait,
Say
what?
something, Becky? I think Becky's still using the Xbox. I haven't heard her yet, just to make sure. Or not, Becky?
Yeah, she's having to reload it apparently.
Okay.
Coming back.
I thought she was still... Okay.
No.
There we go. All right, Becky. All right, just making sure. I've got that Steam Deck all ready for you. Just got to ship it now. I'm actually going to drive up tomorrow night anyway, but it'll be super late, so you probably won't want to, wake up at midnight, I imagine. But I'll be back up on the 17th actually after that, but I'll just ship it to you guys before then.
Oh.
So.
Also for next weekend, that's Leah's birthday, so I gotta take my wife's birthday off.
Okay, all right. So in that case, then next week we'll get this out of the way now, I suppose. Then next week will be Gloomhaven, and then the week after that will be D&D, and then the week of the 20th I'll be out of town. So Gloomhaven next week, and then D&D on the 13th. Everybody good for the 13th for D&D?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
In fact, I think I'm good for like a month after that. Like that is the slow months.
Yeah, I'll be this is a little bit of advance notice, but I'll be out the 20th, and then I'll be out on the 17th, which is the weekend after Valentine's. So some space there. Sorry, the 20th of January and then 17th of February. So, all right.
So I'm pretty sure I've already tried to hypnotize the vampire, and I'm pretty sure he was immune to it. Is that correct?
I believe you did. I mean, he definitely is, and I think I think that was revealed.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah. If anyone's curious, that's like 30% of my spells have to do with that kind of thing. So,
he has resistance to charm effects. Yeah, but he is severely wounded already. I mean, he's running,
So I'm instead going to cast Sleep in that area.
Okay.
Which, let me double check. Yeah, plenty of range. And instead of at first level, I'm going to, just to be safe, I'm going to cast this at 4th level.
Okay.
He's severely wounded, yeah. So we're going to cast this in that corner.
Okay.
And again, he doesn't take damage. Let me double check, but I'm pretty. Oh nope, he's undead or immune, so I wouldn't cast that either. Never mind.
No, hang on. Sorry. So, typical vampires, yes. Vampires in this world are not considered undead. It's a disease. It doesn't mean that they're dead.
Okay, so vampires aren't undead.
Well, they can or cannot be. That doesn't mean that they are undead just because they have the disease that turns them into vampires. So this one is not. He does appear to be alive.
Okay.
So in that case, if you're still, I would say that you stood next to him. Yeah, you were standing next to him, so you would have seen at least gotten the impression, of course. Especially having Fabian awareness, being around people of Abby to recognize those that are undead versus that are not. All right, well, okay, so
he doesn't take any damage, but if he's got less than 56 hit points, he'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
Unless he's immune to sleep. If he's immune to sleep, that's fine too.
I was actually just looking for it, thinking that he was, and I don't see anything in there. You casted it just outside the range of being able to hit Sarah, I assume. Yeah.
I would have cast it toward because I can actually see him from where I'm at.
You just barely can see around the corner up there to the to the kind of area that would push it. Yeah, exactly. You could have moved enough if needed to.
Yeah.
Right. So that's fine. In that case, Sarah, you hear a thump and almost a screech as something heavy hits the floor behind you. Not seeing him directly, but it appears that whatever Pogo has done has stopped the vampire in his tracks. I thought he was further away. He was actually like 5 feet away from hitting the portal when he ran out of speed from slow, so he is currently unconscious.
All right, no one, don't attack him. He'll sleep like that until someone wakes him up. But oh shit! So don't let those thralls near him. That's gonna be like realizing halfway through a sentence that there's like these other things that are probably understanding me. Just don't do that.
And that one of them is right next to Sarah too. So.
I know. But my turn's not over. I've had a little bit of motion. That was my action. I'm going to move one of the stones. Oh, can I?
Oh, you mean your mirror?
They are rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, can I move them?
Yeah, you can. You just moved, yeah.
I gotta kind of awkward move them because there's walls all over the place.
That's about 30 there, yeah. So.
Yeah, I feel like they can just all barely get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like right around it. They're all three going to attack that thrall, which is the closest threat to waking up the dudeser. Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can scroll up in this fucking thing. Man, so much has happened. So much has happened. No, I cannot. Okay, let me re-click it. There's a lot of stuff.
It didn't hurt anything to click it again. Just make sure you don't set it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to old school it. I'm going to roll D20 for each.
I think the modifier was... Like it was really low. It was like plus 1 or something.
Objects, so the modifier is +5 to hit. So it's a 17 to hit this throw.
Okay, hits.
And each attack. Tell you what, we're going to figure out how many attacks. So it's +5.
That hits.
That's hit. So 2 hits. Of course, now I get the hits.
Yeah.
I missed every single thing last game. Come on, buddy. Be cool. Roll a d20. And then we'll do the damage. That does not hit, I'm guessing?
That one, that one misses. Correct, that misses.
So 2 hits. It is a 2d6 plus 1. So since 2 hit, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll plus 2 just to make it easy. Terrible. 9 damage to this one.
Yep.
And that is my...
There we go.
Let's see, I did 5 feet, 5, 10, 15. Okay. 10, 15. That's my full range of motion. I'm moving up to that corner.
Okay.
And also, I believe, Sarah, you will have a little bit of bonus if you attack the one in front of you. Can I see the other thrall from where I'm at, or is there only one?
There's one more that's right beside Nazim to the south. It's directly south of you.
Oh, yeah, no. Nazim, you're on your own for that one, buddy. All right. Nazim, you're on your own for that one. We got to get that key. And then that is my turn.
All right. That will bring us to Sarah.
And skip that.
Yeah.
How beat up does this guy in front of me look?
Past bloodied.
Yeah, I mean, I did just do 9 damage, so let's not
Yeah.
all, that's pretty impressive.
They actually have a significant amount of hit points, but it is below bloodied now.
We also got to try to revive this fucking dude in the middle if we're going to be...
Yeah,
Cool.
how long is he? How many rounds has
One
he
round.
been down?
He went down in the last round, so it's been 1, and he failed the save, I think. Hang on, did I make a note of it? Let me see. I think he failed it, but let me check. I did not make a note of it.
Target is in the middle of the screen. He doesn't have a skull by him. What's that guy's name?
The pacifier?
He's unconscious. He's just not dead yet.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he's bleeding out right now.
The other people did more than double their life damage, so they're just fucking toast.
Yeah, they only had like 10 hit points. He
Yeah.
was the only one that was competent as far as, being skilled or prepared to fight back. That's the one that Sarah and Justin were referring to, though.
Yeah, middle one.
Yeah. All right, what you doing, Becky?
Right, so he at least has like 1 more round left in him, right?
At
Before I
least
have
I'm
to
pretty
give
sure.
attention.
I'm pretty sure. In fact, nobody remembers for certain. I scrolled up, but I don't see it. I'm gonna have to scroll for a while. I'll just re-roll his first death save, unless somebody knows for sure.
I love it. What a
All right.
good DM move.
Remember.
Well, I mean, if I could scroll back.
Yeah, good DM move.
All right, so we got 1 success. You don't know that. That's meta knowledge, of course.
Yeah.
But as players, it's fine.
That is
Right,
true. It's
okay,
always
so I
awkward when we know the death saves of NPCs.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, he's bleeding real fast or he's bleeding real slow for the next 30 seconds. Sorry, Becky.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything melee, so I'm gonna have to
Fucking
take a step back.
nothing?
Okay. All right. That will prompt an opportunity, of course. The vampire is going to lash out at you and attempt to bite at you. Does he have disadvantage? Doesn't he have disadvantage from your... Well, he misses anyways. B.
He does, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Misses anyway. So, you know what? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and roll it because I try to... if you guys would, remind me with natural 1s and natural 20s, because I built those tables a while ago, like a few months ago, and I keep forgetting to use them. There is... So far, there may be an add-on for it to like automatically prompt for it to roll on tables, but I have them there, and, they could be fun. So, anyway, go ahead.
Right, then we're gonna... Oh god, what level do we want to do this at? Shit, I am running out of levels. Alright, first level, Chaos Bolt.
Okay. It worked well last time. I think you hit it pretty hard with it. Or maybe that was vampire.
Click on him and...
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, T for target, and it's on there. There we go. 19 will hit.
8.
Let me check resistances here. What are your choices?
You got... It's D8s, yeah? So 1 and 8. We have acid and thunder damage. We'll just use acid. We'll just melt him.
All right. 10 damage. You did not roll well on that. 2
Good
D8s
choice.
and a D6 and got a 10. Yeah, no. Well, it has full effect, I guess is how I'd say that. So you don't see, it doesn't appear to be resistant or anything to acid. Okay. Then if your turn.
Still up?
Yeah,
Okay.
still up, and not that wasn't a huge chunk. They have quite a bit of, they have a lot of hit points, so you've just done a lot of damage to them. The other one is actually they're both pretty weak. They're both been beaten up pretty bad.
Get in the way of the vampire, so we can't wake it up. Caw-caw.
Yeah, first we're gonna quicken a firebolt.
Okay.
It's a bonus action.
Ooh, still hits. Bad roll, but still hits. How'd you get 2 5s? Is your 5 is your modifier?
Oof.
21. All right. Now that's a bigger hit. The vampire is, the thrall rather, is blasted in the jaw, and you see some of the jaw come away. It is still ravenous and moving in your direction. Clearly peering around the corner to the right. Okay.
Do my animated objects get attacks of opportunity, or is that outside their
I
scope?
don't think they do, because that would be, I mean, that would give them full creature,
Valid.
yeah, like reactions and everything. That would get a little tricky, yeah. Just try
That's
to
a
get
little
closer to
overpowered.
them.
Myself
Yeah. Okay.
there, so I'm in front of him, so he can't reach.
Sure. Yeah. She is quite a bit bigger than you, of course, but I mean, you're strong for a halfling, so. All right. Then, if your turn.
That's it.
All right, that brings us to the Reverend Tree Juthrin here, and a failure. So 1 success, 1 failure. Next.
We don't know that though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can ignore that because you don't know where that is, and it is Norik's turn. What you doing, Holmes?
All right. I'm going to head up towards the action this way.
Okay.
Can I buy you, Ben, a headset or something?
His headset's yeah, no, it's not. The issue isn't his headset. It's that usually Becky's also picks him up, so he ends up with echo. But the headset itself is fine. It's usually
okay.
just a
Oh, the echo, yeah, that's because me and Becky are sitting close to each other because we're using the thing.
yeah, because she's working from Ben's computer also right now until I get the
Oh,
feedback, so.
got it.
Yeah.
Well, she comes in perfect.
Because she's using an Xbox headset through the Xbox instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before about her having to switch the app or close the app or whatever. So
Yeah. All right. I'm going to blast this thrall with, and might as well do the whole thing.
There is
one right here, right? Is
Oh.
there another one around?
there is another one to the southwest, over by Nazim in the bottom left corner there. The one in front of you, there is so that mirror thing is actually a big boulder, just some
boulder.
rocks that Pogo has animated. So that is in the way. If you're attempting to melee, you could move up to the top right if you're trying to melee. Unless you're going to use a ranged attack.
No, I'm going to do an empowered blast range attack because I'm out of. That was all my movement. So
Okay.
I should sure.
Sure. Click it. Yeah, because I don't know if you can choose the targets or not. If not, it'll hit the rock as well. But click it when you're there. You go. Targets caught in, yeah. So it would also hit the rock, but it is just a rock anyway. So
Yeah, it's just a rock.
Okay. Well,
Not the end of the world, buddy.
Well, Holmes?
Killing it.
all right. So DC 18. Do you want to roll it for your rock, Pogo? Do you care?
Yeah, DC 18 of what?
To avoid the blast.
But dexterity
okay.
save? Oh,
Well,
2 is not going to do it. So
Yeah,
whatever it is.
so, the rock did not succeed. The thrall did. Go ahead and roll the damage, Holmes.
Hey, the good news is you can delete that middle mirror, so he's got a better shot. Holy shit! Yeah, that
alright,
mirror
so-
is gone.
Yeah, the mirror is down. Lose their next action. Okay, so
boulder?
it succeeded. So the thrall is not affected by the special parts of it, but still takes half damage. Which actually, never mind, because after the empowered firebolt that blasted part of the thrall's jaw off, you rushing towards the boulders there and aiming the axe head in the thrall's direction. That blast obliterates what is left of it. She's just bursted into dust. She only had 6 hit points left, so she's gone. So even though she saved, it doesn't matter. She's still very much dead.
That'll be it for me.
All right, no bonus actions.
Nope, I'm already angry. So.
Okay. All right,
You
that
need to
brings us to
delete that
Nazim.
bottom mirror,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
confused.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
there we go. Yep. What's Nazim doing, Sako?
All right, since the top guy is taken care of and the other person's unconscious at the moment, I will target this bottom character in my lower right-hand corner. Am I within striking distance? If I moved away, will he get an opportunity attack?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you Eldritch Blast from there, you'll do them with
Yeah.
disadvantage. But if you move away, it'll prompt an opportunity attack. So up to you on how you want to handle that.
My armor class is okay. Is
It'd
that a
be
modified armor
14.
class?
Yeah, it'd be 14 is your AC right now.
Okay.
Real quick, the fact that Becky and Nazim don't have a melee spell attack like Burning Hands or something, boggling to me.
These are characters that if they're level 16, they'd have options by now. So
Right? At least one.
All right, so I'll do the opportunity attack. I will
Okay.
back. Actually, what kind of a disadvantage? Just a regular disadvantage roll for Eldritch Blast?
all 3 of the blasts would be, because you have 3, and all 3 of
Oh,
them
hell
would be a disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take a move back. Take a
Okay.
step back and take that hit.
All right. So she's going to attempt to bite you as you retreat.
Sarah
I'm gonna-
doesn't ever want to be in the middle of fighting, so she
That's
doesn't
a
want
good
to break
personality
herself.
trait.
I'm
Sure.
gonna use cutting words just to keep him from getting fucking attacked.
Okay.
If I can, since I'm
Sure.
within range.
Sure. It'll take your reaction.
That'll take my reaction.
So real quick, Nazim, we'll have Nazim's potential reaction here first. Nazim, if you choose to do it, you can harden the coelacanth cloak to reduce that. The hit is a 23. If you use the coelacanth cloak, it'll bring your AC up to 17, which means that if Pogo's cutting words is a 6 or higher, it would miss. Otherwise, the cutting words is likely still going to hit unless it's a 9 or higher.
Yeah, I'll use the cloak then, I guess.
Okay. All right. So that takes all that takes is your reaction. It's not a consumable beyond that. So your reaction is spent. Then your AC is now 17. Pogo, if you're going to do cutting words, just roll a 6 or higher. That'll do it. All right.
Max it out.
Between that, both of you spent your reactions, of course, but the vampire thrall lashes out at you as you turn away, trying to clamp down on your neck. You harden the scales of the cloak enough to kind of shrug her off, and she is distracted by.
We're gonna yell out, "Your skin looks like a used condom," and then they get confused.
All right, that is enough to apparently, dispatch her off and make her bite not able to sink in. So go ahead and fire off your Eldritch Blasts.
All right, 3 attacks coming up.
Okay.
Normal attack 1, 2, 3.
1 misses and 1 crit. So roll.
Crit.
Yeah, there you go. Roll 1 normal and then click on crit for the second one.
Normal and crit.
All right, 12 for the 12 is the crit. Okay, so 19 more. She is still up, but in pretty rough shape. Both blasts impact her, and she's kind of teetering near the edge there, as she had kind of leapt, trying to jump in your direction as you pulled away. Nearly slipped and falling into the pit, but is still standing stable in there and kind of hunched over, zombie-like, 28 days later style zombie-like, ready to lunge in your direction.
Ooh, fast zombies, the worst kind.
Yeah, the fast kind, exactly. All right. Bonus actions?
That's it for now.
All right, that brings us to Arteme. What you doing, Fox?
Is the guy still there?
The vampire the vampire's asleep, and he's off to the east behind Sarah. You see her kind of trying to block him, preventing from the thralls from getting to him. But he is asleep over by the portal to the east. There is a thrall that is alive to the south. The guys in the pit, 3 of them are just dead. You can see that the pacifier is still breathing, but he is bleeding out. And you do know that there is still a Mazaloth demon, the one that was in the pit there, that has been banished. And this is still its anchor point. So if it was able to return, it would still return into the pit. But at the moment, you don't know if that's a threat or not.
Can I see any of the thralls from here?
Yeah, there's one directly to the south of you. Right here. I'm gonna click right there. Do you see that? I just pinged it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Produce Flame on it.
Okay. It is in rough shape, so Produce Flame may not be enough, but it would certainly, get closer to death.
Someone's got to be holding on to some resources, man.
Everybody's pretty well tapped.
Getting
Yeah,
low.
You guys have spent a lot, like even trying to get through traps and things like that. So, 19 will hit. Fox. Go ahead and roll damage.
Gonna have to take home some vampire teeth to make up for it.
I've got to sell for something on the black market.
Spells for later.
That's actually, you rolled really well. That is a big hit. It is still up, but is in very bad shape. So you actually rolled really high for what you typically get on Produce Flame. Bonus actions for more movement.
I believe I still have a few lights up. Who's worse off?
I think you used 2.
Guy in the pit if you want to try to save him. The Juthrin.
I guess I could sign a.
I'm not. Here's the thing. Here's my deal. I'm not gonna let. At this point, I'm not gonna let fucking Serafina ruin this entire plan and then let the guy die anyways. At this point, we might as well just keep going with Sarah's idea.
Fair enough. Arteme probably wouldn't let him die.
Sarah was heading there next with a potion.
I mean, I've got 1 potion. I don't know who else has potions. I got 1 left.
I've got 8.
Yeah, you guys bought a big stock of them before you came in here, so.
We got some. I made some.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send a healing mote to him.
Okay, go ahead and click it. I think it's the versatile one, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, for the heal is the versatile one.
Johnny,
maybe it's other. It might be other formula. Click on other formula. It's probably that one.
The formula's not doing anything. Versatile does say healing in the like little. Okay, what the hell is with this flag?
I'm not seeing any on my side. Everything looks normal here. Your ping looks normal.
Yeah,
To
I'm not
my
sure.
server here.
Everything's just slow.
That's fine. Go ahead and roll. Where is the? Hang on. Let me look in the item. I thought I had it in the spell description thingy, but maybe not. We could do it manually here.
Yeah, like I'm trying to reopen the versatile thing to see what, like, I think it's a D4 or something.
It's in there. D4? Yeah, it's 8d4, and then other formula rolls additional. Oh, you know what? I bet it's okay. I think that's not supposed to have. Like, I didn't type that in there, so maybe it was something that added with an add-on. But it's 8d4 is the healing. I've just updated it.
Yeah, I rolled 8d4.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I just changed how the formulas worked. So hopefully here, in fact. All right, so we'll
Real
apply
quick,
the 22.
If that guy's coming back to life, I'm just gonna scream, "You're welcome! Now help us out!" So he knows we're the ones that fucking brought him back to life.
Sure. Fox, I did fix it, so if you click those buttons in the future, it will actually work. Versatile is the full heal. Other formulas, if you upcast it, just adds a d4 for each one. That's all. There was text in there that shouldn't have been. It said healing after it, and that made it not parse the dice roll. So. All right, but he healed for 22, so I've applied it to him. The moat impacts his chest. You see him begin to just a breath catch in his chest as he begins to slowly kind of right himself and begin to stand up, still very groggy. That was action and bonus action. Any movement? They only used like 10 feet of movement there, Fox, so you still have more if you want it.
Go back and hide it.
Okay. All right, then that will bring us to the remaining thrall. How would she try to pull this off? Oh, I didn't realize that. Maybe I did. Fox, I'm going to remind you of this. You still used your action in a useful manner, but you did have Sunbeam up. Remember?
Right, I had completely forgotten about that.
Yeah,
I would have used that if I would have remembered.
Go ahead and, because I mean you had it concentrated still. In fact, it's still on your character sheet too. Go ahead and click on it just to roll the damage to see if it would be more. You rolled pretty high for the produce flame anyways, but they are a little more affected by radiant damage, so that might have been enough. So go ahead and click it just in case. While you're finding that, I'm gonna go ahead and operate as if she is still alive for the moment. She is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so yeah, she'd still be alive then. Okay, yeah. I'll go ahead and apply the difference though. There's only 2 more, but here we go. All right, she is going to leaping across the edge here. She's going to run up towards Pogo. And then leap over the edge here to here. Pogo, you will still get an opportunity attack if you want it.
Yeah.
And then she's going to bonus action for Inhuman Speed, I think it's called. Yeah, this.
Take the might of my elven short sword. Bitches.
No. You lash out towards her ankle, trying to catch her as she leaps over the edge. No luck, though. And she's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She can get right in front of Sarah. Literally 5 feet away. She would have been, just barely. She used her bonus action to get there. But just directly in front of Sarah, she is immediately going to 2 claw attacks or 1 claw and 1 bite. So she can do 1 claw and 1 bite at Sarah.
Does she get multi-attack? How does she get an action and a movement? Oh.
She's not slowed. She used her bonus action and then her action is multi-attack, which is a claw and a bite. That's normal. I
don't know if she can move her. How many? Is Sarah looking unfit? Is she looking unwell?
I'll leave that up to Sarah to describe if she's not in great shape right now.
Are you? While the zombie is running at you, are you okay, Sarah?
She's got like blood dripping down one eye. She can only see out of one. I'm fine.
Nope. Cutting words. I'm cutting words on one of them.
Using
another fucking thing to just block whatever attack I can.
You used your reaction on. You can't.
Oh, I can't. Fuck.
You used it on Nazim already.
Kidding.
So both the claw and the bite hit for
disadvantage.
Oh, I didn't roll it with disadvantage. Sorry. All right. Just give me just a second. Let me reroll that.
Man, Jay, he's so excited about murdering the shit out of you.
Well, I mean, okay, I get to have fun
I can
too
hear his
sometimes.
voice.
It's been 2 weeks since I got to roll any dice to attack you guys. All right, so it makes the bite miss with disadvantage. It would have hit, but the bite misses now thanks to the disadvantage, and the claw also misses. Jeez, right? I mean, you're
Yes.
you're not shadow skin anymore. What is your
Nope.
AC?
It's
13.
my
Okay.
boots.
Yeah, well, that was the
Awesome.
disadvantage. Yeah, but your AC is still 13 without it, so those both miss,
Yes.
which is good because that may have been enough. Like you're with some lucky rolls, that could have been enough. Yeah. All right. So she lashes out towards you. Your displacing boots are able to kind of blur your image enough that she's not able to make contact. Bring us to the vampire, who is still asleep, and he doesn't get to roll any kind of save or anything when he's asleep, right?
Nope,
From the
he's
sleep
just
spell?
asleep until anyone wakes him up or attacks him. So,
Okay.
so again, just don't attack that guy. We got to slowly, comfortably make him as comfortable as we can until we can at least figure out what we're going to do.
Somebody bring this man a pillow.
Yeah.
All right, it is Pogo's turn.
All right. Well, we've got him up. I am going to see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to use my action and or my movement. I can get. You know what? I guess I'll get just. I won't move all the way up to him.
Okay.
And then just to finish this guy off, if I can, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to toll the dead. Actually,
It's
he's
definitely injured, so.
yeah, but that one is it undead? Do I know? Because this is necrotic damage, and I don't want to try to... I'm going to do Eldritch Blast to be
Okay,
safe.
sure. I would say that, yeah, you would have a feeling this one's probably no longer alive. 18.
I'm going to roll the
And-
hit first. Do those all hit?
Yep, they all, yeah, all 3 hit.
All right, damage coming through!
That's more than enough. Sarah, as the vampire thrall is lashing out in your direction, it is impacted in the back 3 times by these blasts of eldritch energy, and she collapses into you and almost pinning you to the ground. You're not prone, but knocking you down backwards a little bit, and is dead. Re-dead again. Pogo?
Action, let's see. I'm going to use my I'm gonna go ahead and get a little closer. I don't want to move up into where these other things are. I'm just going to tell Sarah we need to carefully move that body out of that hallway and away from that portal. Is what I'm going to whisper. And I think that's going to be my turn.
All right. That will bring us to the Jutheran, the Southern Jutheran Church. He is standing up, kind of shaking the grogginess off. What's up?
Do I get a turn?
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't see the. Okay, yeah, Sako, Pogo must have already clicked it, and then I clicked it. Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry, I was trying to be proactive.
No, like if you guys click it, it actually helps me. I'm just used to clicking it out of habit. So, oh, yours, Becky.
So I can touch him without him waking up?
As long as you don't try to actively shake him awake, like
It's-
slowly
yeah.
move him across the ground. Just
If
don't
you-
try to slap him in the face and really wake him, like shake him awake. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
If he takes any damage, or if you intentionally try to wake him, then he'll wake.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if he's not, significantly disrupted, then he'll remain asleep.
Right, well, I'm guessing Sarah can't drag this dude across the floor because she's not
He's a
that
normal
strong.
sized person. He's just a
I
normal
mean-
sized person.
He is a normal-sized person, and he is a little bit. I wouldn't say he's waifish, but he isn't. All that heavy. I would put it that way. And you're pretty strong for a halfling. I would say that you can do it. It'll just be, a high DC. That's all.
Just to let everyone know, dragging someone across the ground not that difficult.
Yeah. I mean, he's got
Can
clothes.
I-
Like you've got a handhold, and then he's got a cape and clothes and stuff on. So you could certainly at least attempt, and it's not a terrible odds.
I love how scared
Alright.
Becky is right now. I'm just fucking this up.
I mean, you did tell her, "Hey, this is all your fault," over and over again. So,
Twice.
Sarah's a little nervous about it, maybe.
All right, then. I don't want to try to move him and accidentally wake him up. So, can I look instead for the key that he is supposed to have on him?
It is hanging around his neck. It's very much visible.
Great. Can I take that?
Yes.
Or is it gonna wake him up? Like, if I use my envenoming dagger, like, is it on like a?
It's on a chain. Yeah.
Or is it on?
You know what? It's probably a leather thong, actually, like a strip of leather.
Great. I'm gonna use my dagger and just cut the thong and just take the key.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand and beat a 15 for disruption. I would say this would wake him, but maybe, whether success or not, rather. Ooh. All right, so you try to cut it away, and the knife isn't cutting through it. The leather seems stronger than you expected.
I still save that.
Your chronal shifts?
Yeah. I've only got one left, so I will save. Yeah. All right. Sarah will.
I'd say you've got one more attempt if you wanted to do so. In the attempt to, cutting it away. It is the thing is that the thong is going through a stone chunk of it, so it isn't like you'll need to either cut it or lift it over his head. One of the two. Lifting it over his head would be potentially more disrupting. Whether or not it would wake him, you don't know.
She's just gonna try to saw through it.
Sure.
God damn.
No such luck.
Well done.
This is why Sarah doesn't do melee stuff.
Even against strips of leather, not even against living creatures.
She's gonna back over this way so Nora can pull him away.
Gently.
Yes.
All right, that if your turn.
That'll be my turn.
Okay, that brings us to the Juthrin. He is, resuming his unshuffling and getting himself up a little bit, looking around, seeing what has changed in the situation. You see him rush over to the two commoners that are on the ground there, and he begins to lay on hands on both of them, trying to resuscitate. It seems it doesn't have much of an effect. It seems they're too far gone, but he doesn't.
You know what? Good for him for trying. Good for him.
I mean, he is a
He's
priest.
clearly
He's
a better person than we are. I don't know.
You guys didn't concern
yourselves. A whole
yourselves
different breed of Juthren. The other Juthrans wouldn't give a shit. They burned down a whole ass place. They're like, fuck these dudes.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, you guys do know that the Reverentry is much more well regarded. Like the Northern Juthrans are assholes. A lot of racism and jingoism and xenophobia. The Southern Juthrans aren't really like that. But there's still a lot of discordance between the two. So you guys know what the schism is historically? Anybody?
What?
Yeah.
It was literally when the Catholic Church began to when the Catholic Church began to split. Then you had essentially what became the religious following for the Eastern Roman Empire and so on.
Wasn't it like a big part of it was like, listen, God is the Holy Father and the Son and the Spirit.
Yeah,
and they're like, whoa. They're three different things, and then 10 million lives later, they're still fighting about that shit.
Yep. Yeah, and the Crusades and every other impacted event that led into the splitting, the schism of the Holy Roman or the Roman
I think
Empire.
my favorite thing about that is that it actually, when you look into it, it's the whole Jewish, Christian, and Muslim faiths all believe in the same God. Yeah. Just like that's it. Like they're but we think he runs shit differently.
Well, so it's the Old Testament is the same for all three faiths, although there are modifications, of course. Like the Talmud is different.
But
than
it's
the
the
Old
same.
Testament
It's supposed to be the same God.
Yeah.
Like. I bet if you were to check people in the United States, 25% of people would know that. Like that's like I don't think it's a big well-known thing.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Yeah. All right, it is your turn, Holmes. What you doing?
All right. For now, I am going to go see if I can move the vampire, but I'm going to tell everybody that there's no point in keeping him alive because he is going to wake up eventually and come back after it.
Just drag him out into the open. We'll all fucking slice his shit up at once, but we need to not have him in this little tiny hallway next to that portal. Be gentle with him. Yeah, Be gentle, Norok.
Make sure I could sunbeam him without anybody in the way.
It's possible. You do still have it concentrated. What you doing, Holmes?
Gently move him back.
Go ahead and
straight back.
Okay. If you click on the map and just hold it down, it'll do a little ping. So go ahead and click where you want him to be dragged to, and I'll move him.
Like I'm using 10 or 15 there. So
Yeah, it's like 15 to get there. I would say that it's below your amount that it won't affect your movement, so you still have another like 25 feet if you wanted to drag him. He's well enough, like he's light enough that he's not going to impact your movement by trying to drag him. Okay. All right, all the way back here then.
So.
That looks about right, yeah. So
Yeah, that way he's
over
not
there.
he's not in the portal. That way we can finish him off.
Okay. All right. That was action. Any bonus actions?
Nope. I think that'll be it for me.
Norark is bleeding so
Actually,
profusely. There is a. Okay, sure. Norark is bleeding so profusely. There is a trail of thick yogg blood all over the place.
Here's
What's it? Or what?
actually
Fox? What?
and the pillar like right beside him.
Try one more time. You'll cut out right at the beginning there.
Can Norak like hide behind the pillar like right behind him because I don't want to hit him with sunbeam.
Ah,
Yeah.
like that.
That's probably a better spot, sure.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Just so you don't get
That's it.
blinded. All right. All right, that brings us to Nazim. What you doing, Sako?
All right, just going to position myself in case things go awry. 5, 10, 15 diagonal.
Okay.
And then that gives me pretty much a clear view of everything here, right?
Yeah, there are some pillars in the way, but they're not significantly obstructing your view. You'd be able to get a clean shot at the vampire if he, was awakened.
Gotcha. All right, I'm going to hold off on the bonus actions for now.
Okay.
And just kind of prepare, but keeping an eye on the battlefield for any type of temperature change, I guess we'll say.
Sure. All right. You can ready an action if you need to, if you want to hold an action to try to attack him if he wakes up or anything like that, or just be, well, okay. I guess if you're going to ready an action, you have to have like a specific thing. You have to know what the trigger is and what it is the action is going to be. But what do you want to do with that?
If things go south, I would probably cast a chill touch on him.
Okay.
However, I will probably look to the team to see if this is the route we want to go. So I will prepare it, but keep an eye on Norok and Sarah and everybody around. So
Okay.
if we need to, I'll shoot the chill touch.
All right. Sounds good. Then that will bring us to Arteme.
So am I hitting him with a sunbeam?
It's up to you guys.
I think we should all get around him and hit him at the same time.
That would be
Do
preferable.
as much damage as possible.
You do see that he's in bad shape, and he's in rough shape, and you do know that Radiant does have a significant impact on him.
Right. I
He's weak to
imagine.
sunlight.
If he can't roll anything to avoid it, he's going to automatically take crit, or is that?
He's going to automatically fail to save.
Oh, he's automatically going to fail the save. Got it.
Yeah.
If you want to hold it for just one more turn while we get ready to attack him, between you, Norok, and me, I'm sure it'll be enough to take it out. Maybe one more turn? How about you ready? Wait. It's a bonus action to move it?
I think so. That sounds right, isn't it?
I think so.
Go ahead and click it again, Fox, just in case. Sunbeam.
Yeah, it's not an action to move it. It's got to be a bonus action. So you can't even ready a bonus action. You know what? This is your call, although he's going to wake up immediately after you do that.
I'm saying, are you guys like? I know you ready to attack, but I'm asking if the people, mostly for like you and Sarah, if you guys can hit him.
Oko has an action held already, so between the two of you, hopefully you can finish him off.
Well,
But
I don't have an
Then
action
I
held
already-
because my turn's after his.
So it's not a bonus action. There is no movement. It's gone. But every turn that she maintains concentration, it's just an action to redo it. So it doesn't
got
cost
it.
an additional spell slot. So it is just an action. She can do it whenever.
So you could hold your action until. You could hold your action until Sarah attacks, and then I will hold my action until Sarah attacks, and then that will do at least 3 attacks on it.
Or with Pogo or Nazim. Nazim has it ready too.
Perfect.
Eldritch Blast.
Ready to. If he
Norok
doesn't
is
use
also
his
ready
ready
to
to attack,
touch.
it's just going to be a.
Oh, sorry, chill
boost
touch.
up spell slot.
Sound
Not
good?
cantrip.
So just hold it until Seraphina attacks the vampire, and then I'll hold my attack until Seraphina attacks the vampire, and then on Sarah's turn, she can attack the vampire.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll send a light mote to for healing.
Okay. Go ahead and click it again, and this time the versatile button will work for the 48. 48 or 84, whatever it was. There we go. Yeah, 84. Okay. So 22 healing to Norok.
Thank you. Thank you.
That leaves you with 3 motes left now, Fox, at the moment.
Great, okay.
All right, and that's just bonus action. So that's it for your turn for now. But you are readying your action to do Sunbeam.
Yes, I am readying the Sunbeam.
Okay. All right. So the vampire is still asleep. It is Pogo's turn.
All right, I am going to move. Oh, what the hell? I didn't want to get
both.
Oh my
Get both
gosh.
yourself and the.
Yeah. My bad.
Selected. Oh, good. There you go.
How do I disconnect? They're all.
So click yourself or the mirror, and then click back. And sometimes it bugs. So if you click anywhere on the map.
It's bugged. It's bugged to shit.
Yeah, it happens sometimes for the click off thing, but it's.
Okay. Well,
I'll move the mirror
Pogo's
back
gonna
anyway.
move back a little bit. Oh, it's gonna move. It's gonna just a heads up. It's gonna move everything.
I'll move him. That's fine.
And he still wants to be able to see. Let's see here. He's actually. Apologies. It's hard to see what's going on. He's actually gonna move ahead and. Oh my god! This is a disaster.
If you reload, it'll fix the bug, but.
I know, but
if you just want to ping where you want to go, and I'll just move you there, and then you can reload after your turn or something.
Alright. Is ping right click? No.
Just hold down anywhere on the map that you want to move to. There you go. Okay.
Right,
so that will be right there. Will be within the path of the sunbeam.
Oh, got it.
So
then I'll move right there, knowing how sunbeam works.
There you go.
I will float the mirrors to block the portal.
Okay.
And then for my action, I'm going to hold Eldritch Blast as a. I'm going to hold my action until Sarah attacks the vampire. So that's what I will do when Sarah attacks. Hopefully, when Sarah attacks the vampire, I'm also going to yell down to the Juthrin. We're on your side. Don't let the clothing fool you. We're going to kill this guy and figure out what's next.
Yeah, you are still seeming right now from Sarah's seeming, so you do appear as Vabians right now. Vabian diplomats, essentially. All right. That will bring us to Sarah.
Okay. I'm going to go here.
Okay.
Now, are we waiting for Norok to hit him as well, or are we just hitting him?
I think between you guys, he'll be banishing it, so...
He's already pretty low. Yeah, like it doesn't look like he's going to take a whole lot to finish him off.
All right. Oh, what the fuck? There we go. Okay. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna.
We can do it.
We're going. Oh god.
I'm gonna laugh if she takes it out with her first fucking hit with a fireball.
22, that definitely hits. Roll the damage. Well,
I will. It's still my turn. I will hit him again with it. I will use one of my sorcery points to bonus action this.
All right.
You're about to have a decent amount coming its way.
All right, never mind. I'll wait.
You guys have everybody. Yeah, everybody. You have everybody around.
About to come down hard on this bitch.
All right. Well, with the sunbeam, I guess the order doesn't really matter. Probably would be an initiative, I guess, but the sunbeam would be enough. There is a blast of radiant light. Everybody has to shield their eyes for a brief moment until, as the beam fades and your vision is returned to you, you look down and see just a small pile of ash. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you that there is a small floating wisp of reddish energy, blood red energy that's floating above the ash that first slowly and then very rapidly bursts off to the south in a streak of red to up the stairs to the south. You guys can actually see the stairs, and it goes up into that chamber back there and disappears into the darkness.
What do I have to
Probably get out of
roll?
here pretty fast.
So Justin knows about vampires. What would Pogo have to roll to know about vampires? To know what that was?
Okay. Let's call it maybe history, I guess. Let me look
I
at
know,
the seals. I don't think
history,
there's.
nature. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's. I guess either arcane or history. I suppose either of those, whichever you prefer.
They're
There.
the same on mine, so it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
Pogo wants to know what that means.
Sure. That's well enough. Yeah, that's enough. I'm going to go ahead and click it so you guys can see that this is the mechanics of it. You guys can translate into, in-game terms. But essentially what happens is similar to a phylactery on accident, really. But when a vampire drops to 0 hit points and they're not in sunlight, which the sunlight, of course, is a temporary, it blasts and then disappears. It's not a permanent effect. So it doesn't count as still being in sunlight. But if they're not in sunlight, running water, or in their own dirt, if they're in their resting place, their dirt from their homeland, then it wouldn't happen. But otherwise, the moat teleports to their resting place, which they will slowly recuperate. It's a much faster process than a phylactery, and he will be back within an hour. That's the ability there.
Can we kill it while it's trying to regenerate?
Or maybe we go and get its dirt. What if we eat all the dirt?
What if we just
How much dirt
get
can
out?
we eat?
You guys didn't go in that room. He specifically told you not to go in there when Norok was starting to walk towards that. Actually, no, it was Pogo, I think. Yeah, when you were starting to walk towards that direction, he warned you not to go that direction, and it's up those stairs. You can see a dais, and it looks like there's a casket on top of it. What it contains, you don't know, but at least at the moment, it appears that's the direction the moat went to.
All right. Well, good job, Sarah, for your turn.
Okay.
Will we put water on his grave and then just use sunbeam again to destroy it?
Has to be running water.
Yeah, it has to be like a river or a...
a river or a lake would be fine. Yeah, ocean. Yeah.
It's a weird vampire rule. I don't even know why.
That's actually a historical one from
it's a
really
weird,
from Romanian.
a weird rule, though.
Yeah,
they're not supposed to go near running water. They? Why not?
And then they, if they're resting on their own dirt, then they are, safe and will recuperate. Dirt from their homeland, meaning if they move to a different country, they just need to bring, a big box of dirt and sleep in it, and then they're good.
The trick is to get a passport in the new country, and then it counts.
So now, now they're technically a citizen there.
Yeah, a citizen. As long as there's a lot of rules with vampires. A lot of rules.
Have that paperwork and just keep that passport on you. You're
Very
fine.
bureaucratic, the vampires they are.
The Juthrin attempting to lay on hands on the both of them and failing, attempts to reach out to the other, and will spend his turn doing that. We are. I'm going to relax initiative here at the moment. If you guys, want to take your turns, Ben, do you want to anything you want to do there?
Well,
There is still a pile of ash and the trappings of his clothing, including the glyph key. All that stuff is laying on the ground.
all right. I'll look through there and see if there's anything besides the key.
Okay.
You just take all of it. That way, if he wakes up, he's at least naked.
Yeah, all
He
of
got
his
no
stuff
clothes
is
to
still on
wear.
the floor. So
He'll be embarrassed for 20, 30 minutes. Dubs.
And of course, grab the key.
okay, all right. You pick up the key. As far as his other trappings, nothing of any significance that you can tell. There's a lot of jewelry and everything, but it doesn't stand out as being particularly valuable or otherwise. Just the glyph key is probably the most valuable thing that you see in there.
Then I'm going to pick it up.
All right. Anything else with your turn?
I'm just going to ask everybody, are we just going to leave that vampire there, or should we try to do something to stop him from coming back, or just get out of here?
I mean,
I'd rather
he's
kill
not
him in
gonna
case
have
we have to
the
come back this way. But in case we have to come back this way, I don't want to have to refight him.
But we have the other keys, so do we have to make our way back through everything to get out of here? Because we have the other key, right? Can we get back to the room where we started without going back through everything?
I don't want to be weird, but what did we come here in the first place to do?
We came here to destroy the phylacteries of
all the important phylacteries. That's right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the rich, wealthy bastards of this
Including
country.
the Khan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, you're here on behalf of the Sirocco, which are like an insurgent, revolutionary group in Vabi that are trying to overthrow the Khan and all of his, his viziers and the other, high-level politicals. And all of them have insurance policies in the form of phylacteries here that if they were to be assassinated, they would just be reformed. And if you can destroy those and then kill them, they can't reform anymore.
Right, well, if we took the dirt from the vampire and just spread it out loosely everywhere, like all over the place, maybe it wouldn't be concentrated enough for him to really come back.
I mean, we gotta take a look at the grave. We gotta take a look at where the thing's going first until we figure something out.
I think I saw the red thing go.
I'm also gonna just kind of yell at the Jutherin, hey, if you know how to keep vampires from spawning, now would be the time. But are we gonna do this in kind of an order?
So for simplistic purposes, let's say that if you've got an idea or anything to do, let's handle it. But otherwise, I don't want to stick to initiative the entire time if we don't need to. But if we need to, that's fine.
All right.
So.
Pogo's going to yell out, remember, there's another portal to the south, and he's going to yell out that as he's running to check on where the sprite went to, and to diagnose...
You mean the moat?
The moat. The little thing.
The 7-Up?
Yeah, little thing. So he's going to be down here, and he's going to be trying to assess... Come on.
All right, stop there.
Oh, no, I hate that.
Well, you make your way up to the top of the steps, rushing in there as quick as you can. Yeah, right there's fine, yeah. You make your way up to the top of the steps. There is a flash of bright red light the moment you reach the top of the steps. That is like a curtain directly in front of you. I'm going to say that because you didn't step in far enough, plus you would be halfling feet running upstairs and everything. I would say that you have a moment of response enough, especially with an experienced adventurer, to stop yourself from running straight into it headlong. But a flash of a red curtain of light, floor to ceiling, appears in front of you and then dissipates the moment that you step back. You do see in front of you, by the way, I put the vampire there. That's not actually the physical form of it. Is the moat. Yeah. Sarah, your concentration did drop, by the way. Slow dropped when he died. But yeah, there is a casket sitting on a stone dais, like not really a sarcophagus, but a wooden casket that looks to be kind of bulging at the seams. And the casket itself is where you assume the moat flew into.
Do I recognize what the hell this red barrier is? Do I know what will happen? Do anything in my history that would tell me that, or just is it completely unknown?
This wouldn't be the kind of thing that Nazim Pogo's probably ever run into, so I doubt it. I mean, if you've got a specific thing...
What the hell is this? The red light is blocking this area. What is going on?
He does. You turn around and you see him beginning to climb up the edge there, trying to get his way out of the pit. He hasn't said anything yet, but he's trying to climb his way up out of the pit.
Oh, fuck. Does he hopefully speaks common. I'm real pissed off. He comes up and it's all just weird sand gibberish. I'm gonna be fucking annoyed.
Wow, that might be the most racist thing I've ever heard you say before.
We're in the desert. This is a desert area.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. That was rough.
All right. Pogo, Sarah, and Nazim. Or sorry, Norok, Sarah, and Nazim. What are you guys doing?
Right, so Norok picked up all of the vampire stuff, right?
Yeah, yep.
I was going to check the stuff from the south, but I guess that's all checked. I'm just going to run support to Pogo, I guess. We'll run over and give him an assist.
Yeah.
I would have went down and tried to help the Jutherin out from under the thing.
He's heavy and you're very small. He's taller and stronger than you are. I don't know how much. I mean, I guess if you're on the other side of the pit and helping him, like giving him a hand to help him up, that would make more sense. Okay. I was thinking jumping down to the pit to try to push him up.
No, I'm reaching down my little halfling arms like a foot from the top, and I'm like, come on.
Hey, that's something. All right, I'll say that he makes it up to the edge of the pit easily with your assistance there. Pogo and Arteme staring through, after you kind of back away. That red curtain was obstructing, by the way. As soon as you saw it, you couldn't see past it, but as soon as you stepped away and it fades. Think like a curtain that is only there if you stand too close to it, but as soon as you step away, it disappears. Kind of like that. But you can now see into the room just fine. Nazim, you're at the base of the stairs, but just up into the room a little bit. The chamber on the other side there is just draped all along the walls in black silk, like kind of silk tapestries that are otherwise unadorned. They're plain, just plain black. But there are gleaming kind of reddish colored prisms that are floating in midair all around the room. There are 6 of them, 3 on either side, 3 horizontal on the left of the casket, 3 on the right. And the center is this coffin essentially, and its lid is pushed ajar. It is pushed off to one side a little bit. That's sitting on top of the stone dais, and there's a kind of a dim red glow coming from inside that you gather is probably from the moat itself. And then along the upper edge of the sarcophagus, there is a series, like basically along the top of it, just below the lid, there's a series of arcane glyphs that are pulsing with a kind of a dim red light.
I shoot one of the red things on the wall.
One of the prisms? Okay.
Yeah.
With a 23? Yeah. It clinks into the prism, and the prism kind of floats slowly out of alignment and stops glowing.
Oh! I shoot more prisms.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot.
Well, let's jump over. Since it is essentially an action, you did see an effect, but let's go ahead and run through the group here real quick. What's Norak doing, G?
I am going to go, like I said, I'm going to go down. Or no, we can't get in that room yet, huh?
Well, you do see that Arteme and Pogo are kind of standing outside of it right now. You're not sure why. You didn't see the curtain appear. They're just standing like just outside of the room, just up at the top of the stairs.
All right, I'm going to start heading down that way.
Okay.
Also going to... While I see them trying to work on that, I'm going to stay here because this is where we came in, right? So I'm going to look here and make sure that nothing's coming in from this way.
Yeah, that was the receiving room that you guys teleported into. So if anything were to come, you expect it would come from there because that's how they would teleport in. I will tell you that as you got a little bit closer to the portal in the top right, it did activate and then deactivated as you got further away again.
Okay.
The white portal that you guys had used to teleport elsewhere. Okay. How about Nazim?
All right. Things are looking kind of sketch. I'll probably position myself next to Pogo. And Pogo, what was your next move? You're going to start to poke something, weren't you?
You're gonna see me if I just shot one and it stopped glowing. I feel like Pogo's history tells him, all right, keep shooting the thing until it stops glowing, because I don't like glowing things. So I'm gonna be reloading my crossbow.
You're like a cat with a laser.
Lining up very carefully and trying to shoot all these fucking things because I don't trust this glow.
Okay. So to give a description there, they are in a certain alignment. There are 3 of them on the left and 3 of them on the right. And when you shot it, it didn't break it. All it did was it kind of tinked against it, and it started to basically the impact of it pushed it out of the the alignment where it was floating, and then it stopped glowing when it was out of alignment. You didn't break it otherwise. If it were to move back in,
move them around.
That's the impression that you got. Yeah, basically moving it out of alignment seems to have deactivated whatever it was doing. That's all.
Okay. If this is going to be something that we're going to do for a bit or something that we need to do to buy us time for whatever reason, I will assist Pogo with this if he requires it.
Okay.
And I will use some Eldritch Blast to just kind of, cantrip the stuff all over the place and just cause some chaos if necessary.
Okay. All right. How about Sarah?
Sarah's just going to try to have a conversation and see if he understands common.
Okay.
He hasn't said anything yet. Be like,
what is this conversation?
How did you end up down in here?
They captured us.
He ended up here.
I was trying to protect them, and they captured us.
The vampire captured you, or somebody else captured you and brought you to the vampire?
No, not the vampire. The vampire was who we met when we came here. Blasted creatures.
You see any other rooms when you came in here? Or did they just bring you straight here?
Many. They walked us through many different chambers. I tried my best to save them. And he kind of turned, looking forlorn at the bodies in the pit. There are other bodies there too, by the way. Those are just the 3 that were still alive when you guys arrived.
You wouldn't have happened to have seen a room with phylacteries in it or anything, right?
He gives you kind of an awkward squint. What do you know of phylacteries? Why are you asking me these questions?
Well, I know I'm being hunted by a lich, so that's a bad thing. Also, we kind of have things to do here.
Make a persuasion check.
This isn't how we normally look.
You maybe should have said that earlier. Make a persuasion check.
Well, I did yell
Said
that
it
earlier.
You did.
I
mean,
did.
It was a little bit of a hectic situation. It's possible. Okay, all right. What do you mean you don't always look like this? You look the same as everyone else I've seen here.
Do I have...
Why are you all of a sudden concerned with the well-being of my people?
I was just trying to get you not dead, because you don't seem like a bad Jutheran. And I don't mean like bad Jutheran isn't like all Jutherans are bad. I just mean like the northern ones are kind of assholes. So I don't have a problem with you.
Seeming doesn't change your voice, so I'm going to say that your guys' vocal mannerisms and dialect are clearly enough to identify you as Northerners, meaning that would be readily apparent. So I would say that does help your argument a little bit to adjust the DC. It would have actually been much higher with Seeming on, but he does look to relax slightly. He kind of lowers his arms, begins to unbuckle his shield off of his arm and throw it over his back. Then what are you doing here?
We're here on a mission to stop the con.
In how? In what way? How do you intend to do such a thing?
Did I do an insight check?
Yeah. Grab my wheel here. Ooh. All right, that's a decent roll.
I just want to know if he seems interested because he wants to also know how to do this, or if he seems interested as in, how am I going to stop them?
His response reads as fearful, a little untrusting. You don't necessarily know if that's because of you specifically or the Seeming, but just the situation itself clearly doesn't lead to much trust. But there's a certain amount of surprise and kind of eagerness if you were telling the truth. But he definitely, I mean, you rolled well enough to get an idea that he doesn't fully trust, but is persuadable, I guess, if you could provide enough evidence that you are who you say you are, type thing, or not who you appear to be, rather.
What was the name of my beast group?
The Sirocco.
I forgot to write it down.
Yeah, I'll put it in here for you. There you go. So it means desert wind. It's a regenerating desert wind.
Or the Sirocco. And see if that registers with him.
You don't see a response. He doesn't seem to recognize the name, or at least he doesn't give away that he recognizes the name. But he doesn't appear to be, as concerned, I guess, with your presence. He's not holding his mace like he's going to attack you or anything. We'll come back to you in just a moment there. Arteme, what you up to?
I think I'm gonna use my bow to try and knock those crystals out, and then once the curtain's gone, I'm gonna try sunbeam on the whole room.
You know what? You're still. I think it's a 1 minute concentration, so you probably still have another probably 2 potential uses out of it. We'll say actually 1 if you're gonna use your bow to knock them away, if you can get them out of alignment quick enough.
Try the sunbeam now then.
That's also what Pogo's using his action for, is to just knock those out of alignment. So
yeah, exactly. So and Nazim had said the same, that he was going to use Eldritch Blast, which is 3 beams. So I'm going to say that between the 3 of you, you can easily knock out the remaining 5. You kind of hit the nail right on the head early enough there. Knocking them out of alignment, each of them, even just a small tink into each of them, is enough to kind of float them away, because they're just floating in midair, so there isn't a lot of kinetic pressure necessary to move them out of the way. Once that's done, though, Pogo, you kind of carefully reach a hand forward, and the curtain does not appear anymore. Once the gems are no longer the prisms are no longer floating in place.
So I'll use sunbeam.
Okay.
You do sunbeam vertically, so it's coming from the top down to the bottom.
Ooh, you know what? I bet you can. I hadn't really thought about
the
that.
line,
we gotta think about
3 dimensions here.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. I would say
Also,
you
it's much
definitely
better cinematically. It's much better.
It is. It's kind of coming down from the sky, little sunbeam from the sun type sunbeam. Sure. All right. So, Fox, so it isn't a perpetual effect, but it would definitely have significant damage to this kind of unholy consecration, I guess, for lack of a better term, on this dirt. The impact isn't readily visible, but I'll tell you that the dim reddish glow that was coming from the moat inside of the sarcophagus or the coffin is all but gone. It's still barely there. You haven't gone up close enough to be able to see, that if there was any physical impact, but it does seem to have at least reduced the health, let's say, of the reddish glow.
Okay. Do I have another use of it to blast it again?
I would say that you were close to the end of it already, so the kind of taking bow shots and then using that would be the last 2 turns of it for the last minute, because I think it's a 1 minute, isn't it? Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, so that fades. I mean, you could always recast it, but that is the end of the concentration for that initial spell slot.
Okay, because recasting it, I have to cast it at 7th or 8th level spell.
Jeez, that would be awfully overpowered, but yeah. I will tell you, I mean, it definitely had an impact there. You guys, none of you have a particular history on how vampirism works, and that, I mean, you do know that it is just a disease that anyone can contract, and that it can be cured to a certain level, let's say. But sunlight sensitivity and allergy, really, to sunlight, for lack of a better term, is kind of the primary thing that people deal with if they are afflicted with it. Something like that, kind of significantly damaging the safety of his coffin, would have a lot of impact on whether or not he could regenerate or at what speed. So I would say that's as much as you would gather just from, not having direct knowledge, but having some understanding of how that disease would work. So what are you doing? Go ahead, Pogo.
I feel like Pogo is good enough with that solution. And
okay, so not to use up too many more resources, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Produce Flame to burn up the earth. With Produce Flame.
Okay, are you going to go in?
Just keep using it over and over until it's like completely scorched.
Are you going in the room then? Because you can't see it. The dirt is inside the box. You can't see the dirt.
I'm going to go in to do that.
Okay. All right, you make your way inside then, and I'll go ahead and move you up there because I don't know if I had a wall there or not. There you go. Looking in over the side of the coffin, you do see bones in the coffin, like a humanoid skeleton inside of it, which you would find strange because this isn't really a corporeal creature anymore, now that it's a mature vampire. But they are blackened, like to the point that they're almost indiscernible from the dirt beyond it, because of the kind of charring that is on these bones. The tiny floating wisp of this moat, this reddish moat, is still there and is still floating and avoids your gaze. As soon as you come around and look towards the inside of the coffin, it tries to fly under the lid that is still kind of half covering the coffin, so flying into the shadow, into the corner beyond it, to not be in your view, if that makes sense. It's still emitting a very dim glow, but it is there.
Okay, so I would have to use another thing to completely get rid of it.
Well, I mean, the box is still full of dirt, and you do, as Norok had briefly mentioned, it's where it goes. In fact, the Yogg have their own problems with dealing with the vampiric virus that infects them. So, some familiarity with how they, need these little recuperation spaces. But the dirt itself doesn't. It's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do. Let's jump over to Nazim. What you doing?
Oh, up to me, you said?
Yeah.
Would Nazim have any knowledge or wisdom on how to dissipate this box of dirt, or just essentially not negate, but harass this to the point of having it become null from his history?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Okay. So the box itself is non-magical. You don't sense anything magical except for the moat itself that you can feel just on the other side of the the wooden barrier of the edge of the box. It isn't even that particularly well adorned. It looks relatively simple as coffins go, and it doesn't look that old. It looks like it's probably been built here within the last few years. Like, it doesn't look ancient like some, like you might expect it to be. But the box and the dirt don't appear to be magical in nature, although there is clearly a certain amount of like a necrotic consecration so that surrounds the box itself. The box and the dirt are otherwise unspecial, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So
Were they to be destroyed and dissipated?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you would gather from it, I would say, because the vampirism isn't hugely significant, or isn't a huge problem in Vabi, but the box itself and the dirt are really just a focus, and then the enchantments essentially are placed on those things, but the objects themselves are kind of irrelevant. It's just think of them more like they are the material components of an enchantment, not the actual enchant. Like, the enchantment isn't on them; it's on the place. If that makes sense. Their dissipation.
Kind of an asshole move, but I guess something we would discuss. We have a bag of holding, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And this is an infinite void of nothingness of bag of holding?
Not infinite, but it is, a containable space, yeah.
It's a finite.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like a genie lamp. There's going to be some walls at some point.
There's more space on the inside than the outside, yes.
Like a TARDIS. I was going to say, inside that bag of holding, would that technically be not a different realm? I don't want to use that, but it's definitely a magical area within that bag.
Yeah, it's a pocket dimension, yeah.
Pocket dimension.
Pocket dimension. If this dirt, if this medium were to be in a pocket dimension, would the pocket dimension interfere with the ability of regeneration?
With that, I'm going to use that same Arcana check. Your understanding of it would still happen, but the kind of in going, let's say, with Norok's previous mentioning about kind of spreading the dirt around, the more displaced the dirt is, the longer it takes for regeneration. Or if the consecration is completely broken, which is what Artemis' Sunbeam began the process of, then it would stop it altogether.
Right. We have absolutely no sunlight natural down here that we've seen since we've gotten in here.
Correct.
That was the other option. I was going to say we could run into a little sun-beamed area if there was, but obviously there's not. Okay. Those were a couple of ideas I was kicking around. Give me a few more minutes to think.
How much dirt is there? I'm just gonna yell at him about
3 inches.
How much dirt is there?
So think of 6-foot coffin, 3 inches of dirt along the bottom of it.
I still think Norak could eat it. I'm not. And then every few days, he just makes his constitution, just does that, and then there's a little bits left everywhere, and then it goes into the sewer system, and just gets spread out.
If our jug of fluid can just create epoxy,
Does
we'll just
anyone have a
the whole
big
dirt. So
spoon?
when we mix it with epoxy, he'll just be stuck in there like Superman. There you go, Superman villains.
You could use your alchemy jug to make
no.
mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Use that to get it down easier.
Make mayonnaise or honey, I think.
We don't want Norak too sleepy, though. We don't want him too sleepy.
Where did you find that, Kimchi? How do you have that at the ready?
I don't know. Just on the Discord.
That is like the most unuseful. Like, imagine the niche where that would be necessary, except for this. Is that has never been used in the history of gifts and will never be used again.
Like, he literally just made it right now. Just tagged it.
Right? Yeah.
Added some text for a weird dirt video.
How often does that need to come up?
I'm actually a secret member of a gardening club. I just never told you guys that.
But even
and actually eat the dirt.
even though the gardeners don't eat the dirt, it's still not
You
useful.
gotta make sure it's good quality stuff, man.
All right, what are you doing, Holmes?
Actually, DM question real quick. Does this Juthrin have the same kind of purple lanterns that the other one does? I can see right through magical effects.
No, and those not all of the Juthrins carried those. So
Okay.
that was a special thing that they were carrying when they were looking for specific things. This one does not appear to have one that you can see.
Okay, because I was just gonna say if he did, then he would have been able to see what we look like anyway. So
Yeah,
when Sarah was talking to him,
I'm
okay.
in the bag of holding.
you guys have one. Yes, he doesn't have one.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he's
We could
popping
just
out
They
and
use
showing
could
that
them how.
take it
without-
out of the bag of holding, show
Yeah.
it, releasing the spell.
Okay, I'm gonna hollow
That
that.
doesn't. So keep that in mind. That doesn't break it either. That's a temporary
Yeah, so we can
dispersal of
still
illusion.
keep seeming up.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't break it. You would just be showing yourselves as what you actually are, and then you could take it away and still have seeming up, if that makes sense.
All right, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
mention
called
like,
it- those
that
are-
way we wouldn't break your spell.
Yeah, exactly. Those are called Mirish curtains, by the way. They are. Here, let's put them in the chat. They are often in expensive shops, like when you guys were in the city and you went into that magic shop. There were those same curtains were in the doorway, so when you walked through, it would break the, or display what you actually looked like, no matter what kind of attempts at illusion you'd used.
Ready. Then I'm going to mention that to the group, and then I'm just going to keep watch, make sure nobody's coming from this way.
Okay. Yeah, so far so it's clear still on the receiving end of that portal there. All right, Sarah. Then back to the conversation with him. Yeah, he does seem he seems to accept that you're not. Well, he doesn't necessarily care whether you're Vabians or not, but he recognizes one that your accent is from further away and not Vabian in nature, and if you are. Actually, Arteme has the bag, I think, so you guys would need the lantern from her. But either way, he does seem to at least accept that you're here on surreptitious terms.
While you guys are figuring this out with the dirt, eating it or whatever, Pogo would like to borrow the key to see if it works for both portals, or if it only works for the one portal.
It only works for the one in the north.
All right, well, I guess fuck that south portal, I suppose. Who cares? He's also going to ask the Juthrin, listen, we are on a mission here to end what we can, make it harder for Vabian government, army, military, etc. I'm going to assume you're not a fan of this Vabian Empire, correct? The way it's currently being run?
Absolutely not.
All right, well, I'd recommend... gestures vaguely to everything. You probably want to just come with us. Try to stay alive, and hopefully we can get you someplace more comfortable without much of an issue. Fingers crossed.
I'll travel with you so long as you're of the righteous aim.
Close enough. How's that? He's gonna give a bit of a smile and a wink, and then he's gonna move with the key, not in range of the portal, but he's going to hang out. Damn it, damn walls. He's going to hang out
you give him over the key.
Yeah, is it okay if I take the key, everybody?
Go ahead, buddy.
Going to squeeze past Norok, and I'm going to stay right outside the range. And I'm going to tell everyone I am ready to go when you are.
Okay. What you doing, Sarah?
I'm gonna go grab the lantern from
Arteme?
bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you grab that. I would say that easily with that, and you kind of displaying that you're clearly this, much more ragtag and clearly northern in general, except for, of course, for Nazim, who definitely still resembles Vabian, but is with his messed up faces is still identifiable as not being of the Vabian nobility at the very least. I'm Kane. Who are all of you?
Serafina. Big guy over
Serafina,
there
what is
Norok.
this? What is this plan that you've got here?
Plan. We're supposed to have a plan. We don't have a plan. We're just
No,
going
our
in
plan
and-
is, remember, and I'm yelling across the pit now. Our plan is, it's multiple stages. First, we destroy the phylacteries of all the higher ups in government, including the leader of this entire Vabian government. I forgot his fucking name. What do they call him?
Khan. He's called a Khan.
A Khan.
Yeah,
Including
and his
the
name
Khan
is Adawa.
himself. Once those are destroyed, then we can start on actually defeating the people themselves. And if we can get it done in a timely and swiftly manner, then we can stop this war and hopefully stop this entire, whatever the hell they want to call this, revolution of what they're trying to do, this attack on the rest of the world.
Hang on, so real quick, just so I understand, you're saying that you're trying to stop their revolution, or you're saying that you're trying to help them start their revolution?
We're trying to stop the current government doing what it's doing and
Yeah.
help the revolution that
Okay,
doesn't
alright.
want to see more people die in this war.
Okay, that was DM. I'm just making sure that that's what you
Yeah.
were saying to him. Okay. These are noble aims, but how do you intend to go about this in this place?
Well,
I've seen nothing but death in here.
Yeah, this place sucks. This is the worst place, and if we had known better, we probably would have made a different idea. But
This
we're
sounds
kind
like
of going
just
with
the
what we can
photo.
do right now. This is the best we got. If you hadn't noticed, you can't. I don't know if you know this. You can't make a portal out of here. The magic here will block it. So what we have to do is we have to keep going until we can find a way out. We're in a maze of our own creation here, and we didn't realize what we were getting into. But we're doing our best to get out of it. You can come with us, or you can stay here. I'm gonna recommend coming with us.
I will come with you. Where next? Is that vampire just going to reconstitute and come after us?
Well, if he doesn't have this on the whole of the key, he can't really get very far. So, not our problem right now. We got
Let's
other
go.
things to worry about.
Then let us go. He
So we're
starts
not
making
gonna
way.
try and make sure he doesn't respawn.
I mean, I'm gonna say you probably have another minute. Like, we're getting ready.
So you guys, I mean,
How long does this spell that pushes this other thing to a different plane work for? Because that thing's gonna come back angry too.
well, that banishment,
minute,
as long
it's
as
done.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
well, hang on,
So
it's not. That's
at
no,
this-
hang on.
at this
Hang on. So it's important to recognize that how banishment works is that if the creature is not native to this plane, it doesn't come back.
Is it native to this plane?
No, the
Oh, yeah,
Mazeloth
we're fine.
was the
We're good.
Mazeloth is not from here, so it won't come back unless Sarah gets, yeah, if Sarah gets knocked unconscious, then it will come back. But that's all. Otherwise,
Ooh.
yeah, it's not a. It's just, she doesn't need to maintain concentration or anything like that. If she gets knocked out, then it will return. And the anchor is still there in the pit. by
Even
the way.
after a minute?
Yeah, it's just gone. It doesn't come back unless you get knocked unconscious.
Oh, I didn't know it could come back if I got knocked unconscious after a minute.
Yeah,
So if she gets knocked unconscious like a year from now.
No,
And this other thing is like having a dinner with its wife in his own dimension. You just get sucked back in.
no. It's a choice. It doesn't have to return. It can choose to return to its anchor if it wants to. If she gets knocked unconscious, but yeah, as long as she's stable and conscious, then it doesn't automatically come back.
All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Kane starts the Cain, just Kane, is walking towards the portal up there, seeing that it's that the light is active from around the corner there.
All right, don't walk past my boulders yet. How long does that spell last? I feel like that spell's probably dropped by now, but I'm gonna double check.
That's probably 1 minute as well.
Yeah, I think it's pretty short. Yeah, it's just 1 minute. You can delete those boulders.
Okay. All right, let's jump back over to Arteme and Azim in the chamber with the coffin.
Okay. So would Norok know of a way to get rid of the concentration without having to use like daylight, or how long? Actually,
The
how
word
long
I'm-
would it take?
Oops, I spelled that wrong. The word I'm using is consecration, like
Sorry,
a
yeah.
like holy ground, like consecration.
Yeah.
Norok, make a history check, G.
The other thing is, how long would it take to respawn inside the bag of holding?
So the thing is you guys don't have the built. So Norok may, depending on what Norok rolls here. Oh, did I think I had the language thingy on. Did you guys see the name? No. Let me see. I mean, have him not selected. His name is just Kane, like that. The language thing he was on, so it looked like gibberish. Oh, with an 18, yeah, G. So Ben, you know that at least the kind of strain of the virus that causes vampirism that runs through Yogg culture, or at least had in the past, if they are not otherwise disturbed, like if they're they're unholy ground, I guess, for lack of a better term. If that's not disturbed, they're reconstituted and like fully functional within an hour. If you disperse the ground, dig it up and throw the dirt all around and spread it around, the further it gets spread, the longer it takes for them to reform. But it's relatively fast unless it's spread quite far. It becomes very difficult to get rid of them for that reason.
All right, I'll
If
relay
we
that
take
message.
some into the bag of holding and spread some like as we go, and then whatever we have left in the bag of holding we put in the sunlight, would that destroy the rest?
No.
You don't know. It isn't something you could permanently destroy easily. It requires high level, priests really to get rid of it on a permanent
Chuck it in the
basis.
garbage.
But if it's the more spread out it is, the longer it takes for them to reform, and you can get it to a point potentially if you were to to fly on the Sevastopol and just drop some in the ocean or something like that. It might be to the point where it could be hundreds of years. But that may or may not matter to you anyway. I mean, if you were to spread it around enough here, unless you intend on being here for a long time, it may not be an issue for you guys anyway. So it's up to you.
I mean, we also have the key, so it's not like he can follow us if we get away from the portal.
Or at least hopefully not in the time it takes for us to conclude our business here and get out.
I wouldn't mind just grabbing pocketfuls and just start scattering this stuff as we travel.
Shawshank style.
Other question:
That's
would
good.
a blast of sunburst just destroy the spawn point?
It's just dirt. You can't destroy dirt with sunlight.
Yeah, so the enchantment. Yeah, exactly.
bit.
The enchantment is okay. The enchantment isn't the dirt. It's actually this space. It's what's on top. It's not the sarcophagus. It's not the coffin. It's not the dirt. It's literally this room is what it is. The more dirt that is inside this room or inside the box, the more dense it is, the faster the reconstitution will happen. If the dirt is spread around, then it'll take longer. That's all.
Yeah, and you can't burn dirt. It's just a thing that you can't do.
Well, I mean, you can burn, the proteins and other things that are in it, the biological material, but that's not
dirt's what you put on fires to put them out.
Yeah, it won't affect that though, Arteme. But yeah, I mean that it is honestly you're on the right track. You would just need a high level priest to be able to do the deconsecration to kind of remove the it's not unholy in that sense of religion, but kind of remove the dark consecration that's on here in the first place.
Gotcha. Okay. So if we shove it in, bring it around and spread it around as we're going, or remove it completely from this room, slow it down.
Definitely, yeah.
So let's do that. So that if we have to come back through this way, and that is an if, we won't get screwed over by having to fight this again.
If we're still here in 2 hours, I'm gonna be so mad.
The part of this, Justin's little rant about how much this place sucks, was more Justin than Pogo, I think. So,
it's more of a Justin just being this is absurd, and Pogo just being
how secure the place is.
Why am I even here? This is not my jam.
Right,
Pogo misses the sunlight. Doesn't like being down here in whatever hole this is.
What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm ready to go when you guys are. I am going to, before we go through the gate, I am also going to ready my Eldritch Blast if I see a obvious sign of danger on the other side of it.
Okay.
Do you have any more of those healing balls floating around you to pass out before that spell ends?
3. Oh, yeah, I have 3.
I wouldn't mind one if that's a possibility.
Okay, I guess I'll send 1 to, well, there's 4 of you now, not 3 of you. So 1 to Pogo. I guess Pogo's been pretty bad shape, and who else?
I'll
Sarah
go through
and Pogo are worst, yeah.
I just need 1.
I will also take just 1, and I will give... Did I give Pogo a potion yet? No,
Could you? I've got 1 left, but I wouldn't mind another one.
I'll give you another one.
In fact, give 1 to our Juthrin friend and just listen. I don't want to be rude, but stay in the back, don't get hit, and just try to help us when we need help. We're stronger than we look.
Oh, sorry. I didn't think... Oh, you know what? I think there's a new add-on that does that better. So make sure that worked, Sarah.
It worked on my side. Yeah, it worked on my side.
7, 6. Yeah, I'm missing 2. So 1 to Pogo and 1 to the Juthrin.
Perfect.
Let me Click the potion so I can get the heal from it. I think those were greater.
I've
yeah,
got
great.
yeah, I've got graders. Are we using them or are we not? I'm not using one.
Well, you gave one to you wanted Kane to use one, right? I mean, he's gonna drink it unless you tell him not to.
Well, I was gonna say if he needs it, but I was also gonna tell him to just stay back and you worry about healing us if we need it. Don't try to get yourself killed. I'll take the 21 on that choker stars, that first one.
In the meantime, while all this is going on, I'm just going to start pocketing as much dirt as possible.
Okay. And Artemis, you're grabbing pocketfuls of dirt too.
Yeah.
Pockets and.
Pockets in. Let's throw these motherfuckers. That's a vampire in your face.
So there's 21, 15, and 20 for the healing. So
I'll take the
whoever wants
21.
I will take a 20 if that's all right.
the 15 for Norok or Nazim.
I think Norok needs it more than me.
I'm good enough.
Yeah.
Alright, are we all ready? Like I said, what was your name, Jutharin?
Kane.
What was that?
Cain. Kane.
Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Kane. Just, you bring up the rear, and please don't get yourself killed. Appreciate you. And then, if everyone's following, if we're all ready, Pogo's going to go activate the gate.
Before you step past him, he kind of stands still for a moment. You see him kind of close his eyes like he's beginning a prayer.
I'm just gonna whisper to him. Good for you, sir. All right, I can't
Can I
move
punch Pogo in the arm?
I can't move my character because I think my thing is all weird. But
hit refresh.
Alright.
Hit F5.
Refreshing takes a minute with all the new updates.
Okay. Pogo and Sarah, you hear him, but he's murmuring a chant that you know is part of the is their chant of kind of protection for themselves, about seeking the golden city and its righteousness, and all things will be given to you.
I mean, sounds great. I hear when you do that, you get 40 Virginians too.
Virginians?
Yeah, when you cross over. Is that not right? 40 Virginians?
You got a couple of the details wrong there.
It's a joke. It's a joke. All right.
Obviously, I know. All right.
Pogo's jumping in first, and
okay.
he's readying Eldritch Blast if he notices any obvious signs of a threat on the other side of this portal.
Okay. Here, I'll pull you over. I don't remember if I had a wall there or not. All right. You step through to the other side. Give me just a second. I'll get you the notes here. Where did that go? So that room ahead of you can see the walls are wood paneled, and it's kind of a hallway that goes to the south there. You can see a door on the other side. The wood panel on the walls are like cracked and scorched in places. Like it would be solid wood, like plywood boards basically, but they're scorched and cracked in places. There's between the cracks you can see that there's just bare stone wall behind the wooden panels. There are 3 big runic circles on the floor, about 10 feet rather, in diameter. And there are just roughly hewn. You know what? Pogo's not a strong practitioner of arcane arts, but even to you, it looks like bad handwriting in runic form. Like basically, if runes were written by somebody who was, like a kindergartner learning to write, that kind of a look, around the edges of all 3 of the circles.
Ugh. All right. Can he avoid touching them if he goes into the room?
They're pretty big. There's enough room for you to be able to skirt around the edges of them, yeah.
I would go into the room,
okay.
and I see no... is there light in the room? I can see the room clearly,
it's dark.
No light?
It's dark. You still have light up.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you put it on your rapier or
on
what.
My sword. Yeah,
and then your elven short sword, sorry. And then there's light coming from the portal behind you. But you... Otherwise, the room's dark. No.
All right, just to be safe, I'm going to not touch the runes, and I'm going to try to just walk across the wall. You tell me if I need to stop avoiding the runes, because I'm guessing there's a door. I can see a door on the map.
Yeah, there's a door directly on the other side of you from right there, and then those 3 big circles.
I'm going to just cross in between these 2 circles.
Okay.
Without touching any of the runes.
Okay.
and get to the door. But I'm not going to touch the door.
Okay. All right. So you're standing there. Let's go ahead and
There's
jump into
anything
the...
weird about this door?
No. Looks like a door. It's
All
also wood. I'll tell you that the door doesn't look like it's burned like the rest of the wood panel. It is a wooden door, and it doesn't look cracked and burned like the rest of the wood panels that surround the room are.
I'm trying to remember if last time we played, if we figured out a way to test if these doors were as shitty as the other doors. Like we never really found a way to do it, right? Like we couldn't throw anything at it. It didn't matter.
Like you feel like a shift in the door if you stand close to it with the right key.
Well, do I feel a shift in this door?
No.
Fuck this room. All right. Well, I'm gonna not touch the door. Pogo's touched 2 doors. They've been 3, I think. He's not gonna touch the door. I'm gonna yell back. All right. There's nothing in here yet. It's so far safe, but I haven't touched any of the runes. I'm by the door. I've got light, and I'm just looking around. Is there anything weird on the ceiling? I gotta double check this.
Make a perception check.
No.
So you make that perception check, and I'll give you results here in a minute. But what is everybody else doing at this point? Pogo's gone into the room by himself. Okay. So the thing is, Pogo's getting too far away from the portal. I just want to make sure that everybody, if they're going to go through, does it before
I
he's
thought
too
they were
far.
coming in right after me. My bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I just wanted to make sure.
Behind.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'm
if he gets too
behind.
far, okay, yeah, if he gets too far away, then the portal would drop, and then you'd be stuck on the other side until he comes back, and he wouldn't be able to hear you to tell you to come back. So go ahead. If you're going in,
Yeah.
you're going in 2G. Okay.
Nothing's
Yeah,
really
it's going
happening.
in, go ahead.
So you guys should be okay.
Okay. So Kane's going to come in behind you and step over kind of to the corner there. Everybody that is in Arteme and Nazim, you guys are still on the portal. Are you on the other side of it? Or are you on the visible side where you can see and hear what's
I
happening?
think we'd be on the other side.
Okay.
Oh, we're
Nazim, you as well?
Yeah, we'll go on the other side.
Okay. All right, Nazim, I'm going to move you up just a little bit then for right there. We're real briefly, because something's going to happen here all of a sudden. Let's say, about a minute or so after Pogo had stepped into the room, as everybody's gathering around and beginning to look around there, Norok, make a perception check with advantage because of your primal awareness or whatever that's called. I always forget what it's called.
2 questions. Does that mean Pogo has 2 keys now? And I thought Norik had the key for this room.
Norok gave that other key to Pogo, and Pogo does have 2 keys right now, yes. Yeah, Norok picked it
Pogo
up,
should
and then...
not have 2 keys.
Hey,
Just don't
y'all
trust him
can
with
have whatever
keys.
fucking keys y'all want. I was just trying to make an executive decision.
Yeah, Pogo was checking the door and picked it up from Norok to go look at it, so or checking the portal rather. Norok, there is a mechanical whirring sound of a gear spinning very rapidly right above your head. You snap your neck up to look at it, and there's a portcullis about to slam into your face. There's not room enough behind you with Pogo and with Nazim and Arteme there to leap backwards. You can leap forward so that it doesn't hit you. With that save, you have plenty of time to take the 5-foot step to get out of the way. But a portcullis is about to slam down on you.
Alright, so he can only go forward.
I mean, or he can try to shove back through Arteme and Nazim, but they'll fall into the portal if he does. So going in. Are you muted, G?
So,
Okay.
Yeah, he's got food in his mouth.
All right, that's fine. All right, portcullis slams down. Nazim and Arteme, you are on the other side of it. The portal is still barely active. Like Pogo's probably just barely within range right now. So you are, able to walk back into the room if you so choose. It does obscure vision and sight, of course. Once that portcullis slams down, Pogo, roll a D100, please.
Oh no.
All right, that would be second. So the middle of the 3 runic circles on the floor immediately charges with just a bright white electrical energy, and then bursts and fills the room. Everybody in the room, including Kane, make a dex save. It's only DC 15.
Well, good to know you can't.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh,
thankfully he got some heals because he drank that potion, like the potion that was given to him. And that was exactly how many hit points he had, minus the potion. 22, because the moat that Arteme had given him was 22, so 22 damage unless you beat a 15 on your save. 11 if you succeed. So Sarah succeeds, Norok succeeds. Pogo, you got yours coming?
Did mine not go?
I don't see it. Oh, sorry, you rolled. Okay, you just rolled a d20. Okay.
Oh, I did.
Plus
My
your
bad.
modifier. Yeah, plus your modifier, so it would be a 15. What is
Dexterity
that?
save is a +9, so 7 + 9, 16.
Yeah, you still beat it then. So 11 damage to each of you. Oh, you know, I didn't roll his. I just took the damage off. Let me double check, because he might have succeeded.
Concentration. Not on that.
Those Juthrans in their heavy armor, very, very mobile.
Yeah, and it's yeah, exactly. Metal armor makes it worse. Now, okay, with that done, there was a burst that came out of one of the 3 circles there. Pogo, you were looking at the ceiling. What was that? What did you roll on your perception? 15. Hang on. There. Okay, the only thing that stands out on the ceiling, because the walls are relatively blackened, now you see why, there is a small, it literally was a 15, so you're not going to get all the details here. There's a small, like, you know, a can, well, everybody knows what can lighting looks like, right? So
Yep.
a small inset can lighting thing with a small metal orb inside of it, and it's about 20 feet up. Small metal orb inside of like a you know, cylinder in the ceiling.
Would Pogo recognize this as anything, or just outside his realm of knowledge?
Definitely not anything you've ever seen before. Yeah.
I will point and be like, fuck is that thing? And just point to the ceiling.
Okay. So everybody got a little zap, and Pogo points at the ceiling. All of you see the same kind of inset. Sure.
History or Arcana?
I would say history wouldn't be of any use. It's not something that you know would be recorded in such a way that you would have read it in a book. Arcana.
We really should have brought an artificer with us. I feel like all this shit, we need to bring like a magical mechanic.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check, I guess. Okay. It is definitely connected to the enchantment in this room. Yeah. We'll jump over to Arteme. You're on the other side of the portcullis there, but
yeah, like any way through is there?
So
like beside Nazim, or would we be too big?
I would say that you could both, you know, fit into that in the sense that you wouldn't be able to move or act in like combat, but if you're, you know, just both backs against the walls or something, sure. You do see one of the Pogo. Go ahead and roll another D100, please. You do. I mean, if you either teleport in or any of your forms that are, you know, small enough to fit through the bars, anything like that.
Right. Well, I could technically change it to something to go in there, but I'm not sure how much good that would do. What does it look like? Are the runes carved into the floor?
No, they are. Well, they're like drawn on with chalk, like a chalk pencil type of thing is the appearance, but they're definitely like haphazardly written. Give me an Arcana check, Arteme. Pogo, the northernmost circle that Kane and Norak are standing on top of is beginning to glow, and it's about to go off. Hey, natural 20. So with that, Arteme, so what you see there, hidden among the runes around the outside. First of all, the majority of the runes that look like they're badly drawn are gibberish. They're not like there's nothing to them. They don't mean anything, and they're written badly, almost as a disguise. You get the impression of, because there are some runes that are correct, that are more solidly drawn and drawn properly, that are kind of hidden amongst the gibberish runes, trying to disguise them. Is the impression that you get. But so you discern the difference between these clearly like false runes and the real runes, and the circle that's in front of you is beginning to illuminate.
Because I was gonna say, can I try to use a produce flame, like just throwing it to like burn off one of the legit runes before it goes off? Would that not really work with the spacing?
The real ones look a little more durable. The real ones look like they're inset and not just drawn on as a disguise. You could certainly try, but it might take a little more impact than just a produce flame could handle on its own.
Okay, but if I try it, I could give the other guys at least an idea of, hey, this might work.
Potentially, yeah.
Or you could use your mouth words.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try it and then like explain what I was trying to the group.
Sure. Go ahead and give it a shot, and then we'll jump over to Nazim.
Alright.
Is there a way I can assist with her to see if it's a little bit more successful?
I mean, if you want to try Eldritch Blasting some of the others too, sure.
Yeah. All right.
I'll say, I mean, these are small enough objects that you're kind of aiming at Norok's feet, but as long as you don't roll a natural 1, we're fine.
So I rolled a 20 and then an 18.
Cool.
Move back a bit to give Nazim a little bit more space.
Sure. Nazim, go ahead and just roll a
Back to the
d20.
portal.
And as long as you don't get a natural 1, as long as you don't get a natural 1, then you won't hit Norok.
Sounds
Or
good.
Kane, for that matter. Okay, all right. So both of you aim at the runes that she points out that are better drawn, and there is a small amount of impact to this kind of runic, this metal runic circle that's on the floor. It looks like they are. I mean, you could probably mangle them with enough, blunt force and just fight your way through it. But it might take some time. And, right now the 4 of them, including Kane, are trapped inside of it, and it's going to keep going off. Norok, the illumination of that circle that you're standing on top of fills about half of the room. You feel like if you don't get out of the way, it's going to zap you again. It wasn't huge, like you've felt a lot worse pain before, but if it's happening that frequently, you probably don't want to be in the blast radius of it. I'll tell you guys that at least from this room, from that kind of range of illumination, that you feel like you'd get zapped from it. If it's the north one, it will cover the top half of the room. If it's the south one, it'll cover the bottom half of the room. If it's the middle one, it covers everyone in the room. That makes sense?
Yeah, so might as well stay on one side of the room or the other.
50-50 chance, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the middle one goes off, you're going to get hit either way. There's no way around that until you guys can, stop the trap. But Norok, where you're standing, it's about to zap you again too. So, what are you doing, Holmes?
We need to get that door open too, and so Artemis can tell us what fucking runes are causing this problem.
What you doing, Holmes?
Has anybody tried the door yet?
No.
Not yet. Are we still in? Are we gonna jump back in order? Or are we just going?
Yeah, we might as well. We'll just keep the same initiative order. It's Ben's turn now, anyways. We'll skip Nazim and Artemis because they just had their turns, and then we'll go into the rest of the order.
All right, I'll start moving that way then.
Okay.
All right.
You're still in blast radius there. You'd need to be a little bit further.
Okay. Well, I don't want to smash Pogo.
Pogo will move out of the way. You can feel free. I'm not. There's like
Bar
nothing
room
else in
anyways.
this room. I'm just like, yeah, whatever you feel like doing. If you touch the door, I'm not touching you though.
There is just walking by the door. I'm going to say this is below Norok's passive, and probably Pogo's because he'd be kind of attuned for this kind of a sound. There is a female voice that sounds in distress on the other side of that door. Is anyone out there? Can you help us?
All right, I'm not saying nothing.
I'm going to say that Kane also recognizes that and gets out of the way.
All right, well, I guess I will try to slowly open the door
It's locked.
instead of just kicking it wide open. It's locked.
It's got there are 2 like bar handles. The not just the turning doorknob, but a bar, the handle that sticks out, and then you would move up or down, and they are locked in place.
Yeah, that's.
Hey,
All right.
at least you're not fucking electrocuted right now.
I know, huh? Or frozen again.
Yeah, at the end of your turn, you still technically have an action, so your rage has fallen, of course, but you do anything else, G?
Okay, I guess I'll try to give it the old smashy smash. See if I can get it locked and break.
Okay.
Might as well. You're here.
It's you clink against it, and it's clearly an enchantment that's holding in place. It's not mechanical.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm going to move out of the way. That way somebody else can try. I'm gonna say it's seems like it's enchanted, guys. I don't think I can do much.
All right. So as you step out of the way, the electrical burst blasts out of the ring. It does not pass the portcullis, Nazim. You do get a flash of light that is temporarily blinding, just brief. Not you don't have the blindness effect or anything, but it does dissipate.
Mini flashbang, but not.
Yeah. Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
affect my status.
And you notice that it actually goes quite a bit further south. Like it goes further away. You would have expected to be impacted by it, and you were kind of bracing yourself for it, expecting it to, shock you through the bars of the portcullis, but it doesn't. The portcullis itself seems to be the edge of its effective area. So with that, then Nazim and Artemis went. So back to Pogo.
Does the portcullis go all the way ceiling to floor?
It does, yeah. It comes out of the ceiling and goes into the floor. There's just a small line of dots in the floor that the tips of the portcullis poke into.
Does Pogo know enough to where if we were to destroy one of the runes on the top side that it wouldn't work anymore, or do they all have to be destroyed?
When you say the runes on the top side, what do you mean?
Well, the runes on the top circle. Like
yes, okay, on the circles themselves, yeah. You did see that there was a small amount of...
and I saw where they were attacking the
correct.
Floor.
Yeah, and it did have a small disfiguration, I guess, of the rune of the correct runes. Artemis, you did say out loud that there's fake runes in there, right? So as long as she mentioned that to everyone, then yeah, you can notice it if you know what you're looking for after she pointed that out.
I'm going to go to one of those runes, and I'm going to, if I can get more than one, cool. But otherwise, I'm going to cast Shatter on the stone floor to try to break up the rune as much as possible.
Okay.
Or runes, because it's a pretty big area.
So Shatter is extremely loud, and you're going to deafen Nazim and Artemis on the other side there, but...
One!
And I think it would be advantage on a creature, but since it's just solid stone...
It's double damage on stone,
yeah, it's double damage, exactly, yeah. Oh, well, 16, so not huge. But
it hits all of them. But it hits all of them.
Yeah, it definitely does. And in the center of the circle, there's enough like upheaval and disruption that circle seems to be pretty badly damaged. It hasn't illuminated yet. You do know, based on when it went off before, that it's going to, like, another circle is going to illuminate as soon as your turn ends, for lack of a in narrative term.
There it is. All right. After doing that, I am going to 5, 10, 15, 20. Might as well to get closer up here.
Okay.
And in order to get through...
It's damaged, but you don't know if it's been disabled.
I mean, 50-50. It doesn't really matter which side we're on.
Yep, that's fair.
Clearly, I don't have what it's needed to open that door. I'm going to stay close enough to this portal. Mm-hmm. And we never search anyone else in the other room. I mean, I'm just going to scream through. Maybe someone else in the other room has a way to get through this door. I don't know. It's magically sealed. I did what I could to try to disrupt these runes, but besides that...
Between what you initially saw when you came up and looked at the ceiling and pointed out to everyone, there's definitely a connection between the small sphere that's in that can light shape in the ceiling, a small steel sphere that is in the ceiling there, and its effect on this trap here. And it is 20 feet up. It's quite a ways up, so like it wouldn't be easy to just reach up and touch. But you do know that the damage done to the circle here would likely have an impact, because it certainly would have disrupted the alignment of those runes, and that's clearly important when you're drawing a glyph like that on the floor. But at the end of your turn, go ahead and roll another D100, Pogo. I'm having you do it because you stepped in the room first. So it's happening twice around. It's happening after your turn and after Norok's turn.
That's a bad one, by
That's the middle one. That is the middle one. So, all right. Well, not yet. It'll be after Sarah's turn. It starts lighting up after yours and then goes off right after. So, Sarah, your turn. You do see that circle that you're standing next to is about to go off, and it will hit everyone in the room. You okay, Sarah?
Great.
Is it you coughing? Who's coughing? Is that you?
Yep, nope, that's me. I took
Sorry.
way too big a hit on this pen.
Need a minute to joke there?
Jesus. We're good. I'm gonna send a I'm gonna send a fire bolt up to the thing in the ceiling.
Okay. I'd say that you can hit it. It's large enough for you to be able to hit it without a roll. Nothing happens. There's like no impact whatsoever. It's clearly of a magical origin. Just like the door that Norok smashed the things with his Vulcan breaker, and it didn't move at all.
God damn it.
Any bonus actions?
All right. I will.
Anyone out there? Can you help us? We're trapped. Coming from beyond the door.
We're working on it. Just hang on. I will bonus action. Fuck! I don't want to use all my sorcery points. No, I will wait.
Okay.
Until my next turn.
All right. Then.
Oh, wait, does this thing goes off more than
twice
once a
around?
turn, or is it just on Pogo?
It goes off twice around. It goes off after, so it starts after Norok and after Pogo, and fires off on the next turn. You see it illuminate just in time. So at the end of your turn is another 16, unless you make a DC 15 dex save.
Yeah, I will. Fuck. Twice? I will use all I have is a 4th level. I'll use a 4th level Dispel Magic as a bonus action with some sort of.
Oh, okay. And you're casting it at what?
Thing on the ceiling.
Okay. All right. Roll an
So-
Arcana check. Hang on. Again, let me do the math here real quick. If that's 4th level, so it'll be DC 17 that you need to beat. So roll a DC 17 Arcana check.
I thought it was my spell.
Oh, is it your spell save? It might be your spell. Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So charisma.
It's a charisma.
Yeah,
save.
charisma check.
Yeah.
Charisma check.
Check.
Still 17, but yeah.
Come on.
Oh, all right.
Hey.
Well, that certainly helps. That means that roll that I just made is moot. You cast a spell at the ceiling. There is a loud clanging sound, not quite as loud as the shatter that Pogo had cast at the floor. The portcullis raises right back up. The floors go dull. It was just about to go off again, and you hear a click on the door behind you, Norok.
Oh, look at you, Santa, with the fucking thing going on.
And I have a DM question. What happens if I don't have any spells to feed to Corinxantilus, the familiar?
So he asked you to do that. Isn't well, okay. He didn't tell you what would happen.
4 spells a day, right?
Yeah, he didn't tell you what would happen. Let's just say that it is important that you do so, or he's going to start getting hungry, and that's going to be a problem. But it isn't.
Don't count.
Cantrips do not count. It needs to be leveled spells, and it doesn't have to be you. Others can do it too. So,
Oh,
but
thank God.
everybody else is also pretty tapped out too. So, hang on. There's an important.
Norok shoot him with a bunch of wands of stars.
Just keep blasting him with magic missiles over and over
Face
again.
blasting him. Just blast him right in the face.
All right, so hang on just a second here. Okay.
And I forgot where.
Never mind. Okay, well, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that the clicking sound that Norok heard before, when you guys first, when the portcullis was first going off, it sounds stopped. There, like it starts to tick again, like you hear mechanical gears moving, and then stops. I'm gonna show you this only because I don't think it's gonna be relevant after this, and you guys made a accidentally really good choice there. I mean, it was a smart choice anyways, but check this out. So this is how this works. Had you just disabled it in any other way, which this kind of tells you what it is, I just dropped it in Discord there. Had you disabled it, it would only be disabled for a short period of time, and you would need a GTFO. If you use Dispel Magic on it, it drops it for 1 hour. So the trap is currently disabled. And 1d4 rounds likely would have just been trapped again, and somebody else would be stuck and not be able to reach the ceiling because it's 20 feet up.
Nice.
So you kind of lucked out there that you made the choice that you did. It is, at least at the moment, not appearing to be active. Norok, you being a little bit extra sensitive to temperature changes, there is extreme heat on the other side of that door. Like uncomfortable heat on the other side of the door. What are you guys doing?
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of yourself for that murder. Pardon, David. Well, Pogo's still fine to just continue going into this room and being the front of the party here.
Okay.
If everyone was okay, you're gonna see Pogo just running through the room, hearing the door unlock. He's going to
hearing a woman in distress voice at the other side. He's all of a sudden brave again.
Same thing. Readying his Eldritch Blast through the door. I'm here. And he's gonna start running through the door.
Right.
Does he see anything?
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. Go ahead, G.
Did I have time to? Sorry, I was muted to tell everybody that it seems hot on the other side of the door.
Sure. Yeah.
At the end of my turn, is that okay?
Yeah. So it is uncomfortably hot. It's not burning or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So with the door open,
That's okay.
Arteme, you're coming too. Fox.
I'm joining too.
Okay. All right. So with the door open, as soon as the door opens, as soon as Pogo swings it open, there is a very sickly sweet incense smell hanging in the room. The air is a little bit thick with smoke, like incense type smoke, not burning. Well, maybe a bit of both. Hard to say. Definitely a smell of burning coming from somewhere nearby. The walls are covered. It's a very oddly decorated, opulent chamber here. The walls are covered in silk tapestries that are like bright greens and like garish yellows and stuff like that. The floors are just covered with cushions. Like you have to kick cushions out of the way just to walk through. Like really thick cushions. That there are 3-4 other people that are lounging, like laying on them. Like they look high. They look like an opium den. And then there's one woman who doesn't appear to be, who's standing up. You gather is probably the one who was shouting for help, and is kind of standing and immediately kind of clasps her hands in front of her and starts rushing in your direction. Very demure, oddly so, and stands.
I'm gonna ask her to just stay. Hold on, stay there. Who are you?
Her jaw drops a little bit. Okay. I'm Pesca. Are you here to help us?
I'm immediately gonna roll an insight check to see what this lady's deal is.
Ooh, okay.
Does she seem odd? Does she seem way out of place compared to the rest of the people? Does she
definitely. Yeah, they
like
all look
too well dressed and too comfortable in this environment?
Okay, so we'll come back to that in just a moment. She doesn't look well dressed. They all look like they're dressed in very common clothing, which stands out because it doesn't look Vabian common at all. In fact, the ones that are lounging around are Thrigan. They're from the north. They're like, cold weather people. Think Nordic, think Vikings, I guess. And she kind of similar. Well, so the rest of the room, real quick. To the south, there are 2 sets of these sliding double doors that are set in the wall. To the south, there you can see them on the map there. And then to the northeast, you can see a very thin crack under what looks like just a solid wall. It doesn't look like a door, but there's definitely something. Like it's definitely a way through. It just looks like it's been blocked off. Like a doorway that's been blocked with like wood in front of it, and then tapestries are in front of that, and the heat is definitely coming from that to the northeast. It definitely seems very strange, extremely abnormal. With a 14, you know what? Hang on, let me look at that real quick here. You definitely do not trust her, but she seems too oddly happy and surprised, I guess, to see you. She shouldn't be happy.
I'm not going to attack her, but I will. I don't necessarily trust her. I was going to tell her to stay where she is. We just need to
look like you.
We just need to check a few things out real quick because I'm still, still look like a Vabian person. And I'm going to
make a deception check.
All right, deception check. Ooh, rough.
Well, with a 20. Hang on. Oh shit. Okay. All right. She stands back, kind of folds her hands in front of her again, kind of demurely, and keeps her eyes kind of downcast. Do as you must. We won't be in your way. You will take us with you, though, right?
I'm not going to respond. I'm going to just first check this door to see if it's locked.
Okay. It is not. The others, as soon as you do that, you have to kind of step over one of a Thrigan man who was just kind of sprawled across the floor, totally like completely out of it, not paying any attention to whatsoever to you. Looks completely high. He looks enthralled. You know what? This is something Pogo might have some experience with. Make a.
Right? I'm gonna be like, hey, this Pogo's
this
shit.
Is Pogo's jam. Yeah, this is Pogo's
jam.
Pogo's
probably feeling really sad right now that he's got to fucking keep going through this shit.
make a nature check, I think, as Pogo. Let's see here. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you get a look as the Thrigan man kind of moves out of the way a little bit, just because you kind of have to step over him. He doesn't look at you, but there's definitely a gleam in the eye that is unnatural and doesn't look like it looks high, but doesn't look like drugs. He's clearly enthralled by something. The others that you kind of glance at them, and they similarly have that kind of look of like a charm on them. And the woman is the only one that doesn't appear to. She's also the only one standing and speaking. The others seem to ignore you. The door, as you open it there, it's a sliding closet. It's just a sliding wooden door that opens. There is it's top to bottom, like packed densely, like to the point where you have to like move curtains out or move clothes out of the way. It is packed extremely densely with extremely like fine and expensive female clothing. Numerous styles and sizes, like they wouldn't even all fit her, oddly. And again, she's the only one that's interacting. And they are like all different cultures, all different styles. Just a very weird, like eclectic collection of clothes and like jewelry and things like that.
All right. Well, I'm doing that. What's everyone else doing?
Yeah.
Can I do an Arcana check on her, or see if she's wearing a disguise or some type of a magical ruse, I guess?
Sure. Uh, 16. Yeah, that is definitely not her correct appearance. She is hiding it somehow. You don't know necessarily what means of doing so, but it's definitely an illusion of some sort. You can see the threads of it surrounding her.
All right, I'm just going to kind of quickly whisper back to the team, letting them know that this is possibly a trap. Perhaps these people are being held, or something's going on.
I will hold a firebolt to hit her if she makes an aggressive move towards Pogo.
With the insight check so far, she doesn't appear to be aggressive, or at least you haven't seen that. But she's definitely not telling the truth from the insight checks you've made.
With Nazim saying she's not who she says or what she looks like, I will hold that.
Okay.
I just whisper at the team here, perhaps we should separate her from the others to see if she's willing to be separated from the others. My knowledge or my reasoning for that is if she has control over them and we walk her through the portal and she goes in the other side of the portal, she may lose control, so she will not want to leave them. And
you're saying this out loud, though, Nazim?
I'm kind of whispering it to Sarah and Artemis next to me.
The thing is, Dex is stealth-based. Just make a flat... There's no volume skill, like vocal volume. I guess let's go ahead and go with stealth as far as proficiency. Here, I'll just go ahead and roll a d20. We'll use that, and I'll add your stealth modifier without Dex. All right. Your Dex is +0 anyways. All right, so just roll a d20.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. Neither one of them are high. There is a flash of anger across her eyes. Pogo, you kind of glance in that direction, and Kane obviously as well. I will not be separated from them. I will do no such thing. If you're not helping us out of here, then leave.
Oops.
Pogo, you see a glow coming from her, like she's getting angry, and it looks like the illusion's beginning to fade.
I'm gonna yell at her,
folks.
I'm gonna yell at her, calm down. We're not here to hurt you, but we're not here to help you. Just calm down.
Make a persuasion check.
That's what every woman wants to hear. Just calm down. That'll fix everything.
You'd be prettier if you smiled.
You should smile more.
I like that hit Becky there a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Becky works with a bunch of older folks. She probably hears that all the time from assholes that don't know any better.
All the time.
All right. Well, okay. She does. She kind of looks at you, and she still looks angry, like jaw set and angry for a moment, and then she gives you a completely exaggerated smile.
Pogo is going to assume at this point, based off what we've already seen, that this is just another prison for something, he is going to stop what he's doing. He's going to convey to her, listen, I don't know what you are. I don't know why they're holding you here. You can get out you can get out and follow us if you want. But we need to continue what we're trying to do here. Has nothing to do with you. If you ignore us, we'll ignore you. Do you understand? And I'm being straight with her. Like,
Okay.
by the way, I could be wrong. If she's not held prisoner here, then this could be fucking us all. Apologies, everybody, but that's the feeling Pogo's getting.
That's fair. And with the persuasion check you just rolled, she had given you this kind of exaggerated, like clearly fake smile. After you had told her to that you're not here to hurt her and not going to help her and so on. You see her kind of have a moment of thought, like she's trying to decide how to handle things, and then you see her form change, and what you see is something Pogo would definitely be aware of by reading. I doubt he's ever actually met one. Is a lust demon, a succubus, for lack of a better term, called a libidine. And she, really, G? Hang on, I didn't see. I only saw a bit of that. Good call, Holmes. I just saw that.
You. That's why I didn't want to.
Yeah. No, you did.
Meta anything. You know what I mean?
No, you did.
So,
yeah, I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. As I wasn't sure if you were catching the theme there or not, but it seems like you were. Good catch, Holmes. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, she loses the kind of disguise that she was using. The enthralled people around her probably make a little more sense now, at least to Pogo, in recognizing that they're clearly under her charm. But she stands there. Well, if you're not going to help me get out of here, then at the very least you can tell me how you got in.
Listen, we're here to hurt the people that are holding you here. You can try to follow us, and maybe we'll get out. If I'm being honest, we're in over our heads. But we'll take as many of these guys out as we can, and maybe, you'll be lucky enough to get your freedom if you follow us and go with us. That's all I can offer you right now.
Make a persuasion check again. There's a glimmer of
also, I'm literally opening closet doors frantically, trying to look for a way out, so I feel like she understands.
Okay.
I'm looking, clearly I'm trying to just find a way out here.
Sure. She's not stopping you from checking the closets and everything. Okay. She says, well, in that case, I can maybe provide you with some useful information if you'll let me out of here. What is it that you want to know?
Doing my best as I go to the other door, and I'm fucking opening this door to see where it leads.
Sure. Both of those are closets.
God damn these closets!
And they are just packed, densely packed full of. Yeah, sorry. I just had to check them out to see if I had actual doors on them, but I didn't. So.
I know there's a crack in the wall that looks like you said there looked like there was
There's light. There's fire underneath it.
Fire?
Yeah, there's fire on the other side.
Doesn't seem like a good option.
This room is uncomfortably hot, and the closer you get to that door in the northeast, the hotter it gets. Or to that crack in the northeast. There's you can see the
I'm gonna just
dancing flame on the
ask the
outside.
succubus. Point to that corner. What is happening in this corner? That's not a way out?
No, it's another of it's trapped just like us.
Traps? You mean it's a magical setup, or is it just fire and brimstone?
No. He's trapped. He doesn't speak much, but he doesn't want to be here either.
Oh, a fire demon. We've already let one of those go earlier today. Two? Was it two that we let go? One of the.
Just one.
I think it was just one. Yeah.
Just one. The Bastion. Yeah.
No. All right. Pogo's gonna need a minute to think if anyone else has any ideas. I am gonna yell out. I'm not being any quiet about this at all. Listen, everyone. This thing in here is not our enemy right now. Let us continue just on our way to try to. If we help it, fine. If it gets out, fine. This isn't our enemy right now.
That's fine. If there's no way out in there, we still haven't technically gone through the portal. Like, we just walked through it, not, activated it and gone through to wherever it leads.
You hear Pogo from the corner, "Fuck me!" And then he just starts running back out, jogging back towards the stupid portal because he forgot how portals work.
Well, I mean, you're all on this side already anyway, so as long as, if nobody needs to go back through it, then it doesn't matter. It's just whoever, if somebody needs to go back through it, then they have to have that key close by.
Well, you can take the portal to another whole nother location, though, right?
Yeah, you can. Well, around inside of the abyssal prisons, yes, not outside of the abyssal prisons.
But,
Each different complex, yeah.
We walked through it, but we didn't.
You didn't teleport, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and that so that one will take you back to the gatehouse, which is where Maibi is waiting. So, if you needed to go back there, you could.
Yeah, but then we have to start back from the beginning, right?
No, there's a bunch of gates in there. You can portal back to any of the portals that you've been through. Any of them that you have the key for, you can go back through and come back to that same spot. Downside being that any time that you spend in there, the place is going like, oh, okay. What I'm getting at, I guess, if you go back there and try to like long rest, for example, then the place will, like the time isn't going to stop in here, and that vampire is going to reform, whatever, things like that. And of course, more importantly, you've emptied out a bunch of the rooms here, and when someone walks through like a patrol and they see that there's that there's dead bodies around, and that the doors have been opened and things like that, they're gonna raise the security level, I guess is how I'll put that.
Well, so it's just been a while. So now that we have this key, though, this key might open up portals that we have previously seen in other rooms, correct?
It could. You haven't
that
seen
we
that
never
that you but I mean, each of them have an icon that you can tell which key goes to them. Yeah.
Some of them work for more than one portal, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, so Pogo right now is his thought, Justin's thought. Unless anyone wants to try to go through the corner with this fire demon, which may or may not be an exit. I don't know. Or we could backstep to another area because we've got 2 more keys than we had when we started, and we might be able to say go north in that one area. We might be able to go and release the ghost to let him out of his little prison type spot. I'm a little, because remember that first room we jumped in, we couldn't even get to the portal to the north. We never got through that. We might be able to now.
That's to the south of where you're at right now, is what you're talking
about. Yeah, but I don't think we'd know that.
You don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So but it still might exist through that portal. I'm gonna say, Justin, I do not want to be the responsible party in this. So maybe we take a quick vote on what our plans are.
And the
Excuse me, Pogo? What are our plans here?
Can the lust demon talk to the fire demon that's in the other room to let us go, ask him if there's doors through there that we can go through? Because he doesn't want to be here either, so...
Yeah. Why is it... Does it look like he's trapped in a wall? What is the deal with this fire demon?
He doesn't speak much. I've tried. He just seems angry all the time. I don't blame him.
Does he move, or does he stay in one spot? Is he chained into one...
he moves. No, he moves. Anytime he gets close to the door there, we can barely stand it in here. We all have to move to the other side over the room, over by the stairs.
Oh, I hate everything about this. All right. Well, that room, as I point to that room, is clear for now. If the people that are in this hypnotic gaze or whatever, do they look at least somewhat healthy?
Oh yeah, they're not. They look quite happy. They're not injured, and they look happy.
Ignorance is bliss. This is probably fantastic. This seems. I'm gonna look at the succubus. It seems like you treat your patrons very well. Appreciate that.
Maybe let us go. Can we go out?
I mean, feel free. We just to clear this room, because I think I'm gonna point to that corner. I think we need to figure out. If we can go through there and speak to him. Arteme, can you speak to this fire creature in the other room. I just don't want you to get burned. I don't want you to get burned or any of these other people in here to get burned and hurt.
We determined
If we can
that
avoid
she has
it.
no authority or power over this thing. Maybe they're friends. Maybe they're connected somehow.
The succubus doesn't seem to.
Wait,
Yeah.
Succubus can talk the language. We could just that way
Her
instead.
She doesn't. She doesn't speak the same language.
Oh.
Yeah. She said she tried to talk to him, and all he makes is angry noises. But yeah, she doesn't. To her, she just doesn't know that he's not speaking the same language. She does say, if you're gonna help us out of here, though, then I mean, the least I can do is tell you that if you do end up in the maze to the south of here, when they took me through it in the first place, I was able to just move up on the sides, but anything that touched the ground was trapped and badly injured. So if you do make your way down there, if you have some means of staying on the ceiling or even on the walls, you'd be a lot safer there. So just take that as my thanks. And
Well,
will you open the portal so that we can go back through? And as she starts to move towards the door, the enthralled stand up and start to move with her.
Get her out of here, I guess.
Does anyone have a way to let maybe know that her and her enthralled are coming through? And
so she wasn't asking to go to the gatehouse. She was just asking to be through that portal to get to the other side. She doesn't know what's over there, but she just asked, if you're gonna stand close to it, that's all she needs. She's gonna come back in here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand close to it. Is she getting her thralled through it too?
Yeah, they're all going through.
I mean, part of me wants to just like, as soon as she's through, and like just like then move back over and be like, oh well, looks like it.
Well, when you step away from it, it's gonna happen anyway.
Fine.
She
You know
knows
what?
that.
They're
Yeah,
being well fed. I feel like they're being taken care of as well as we are. It's fine. I feel like Serafina's gonna hate it.
All right. Well, then with that room emptied out, you can do what you will, and the closets are full of clothes and all that kind of stuff. So what are you guys doing?
I'm happy. So Sarah's gonna try to ignore it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can either talk to this fire demon, or we can go back and then maybe one of the other we have a key that'll open one of the other areas that we were previously at. That's personally my
Someone have
thoughts.
tongues? Because I don't have tongues.
I'll
I've got
do
comprehend languages,
Yeah,
so you can understand him, but you
can't
can't
understand
talk
us
to
anyway.
him. Yeah.
Yes, that wouldn't really work. I have comprehend languages too, so it's not really the best.
Are there any cute outfits that would fit Serafina or Arteme? If I just go through this closet real quick.
I mean, there are so it's clear that she had adornments for all shapes and sizes, if that makes sense. So she wasn't always in that humanoid form that she had used. She just thought that would be the most effective for trying to trick.
I'm grabbing a couple cute outfits for the ladies.
In there, though, there are gold gorgets set with yellow topazes that looks very expensive. Some earrings, a ruby ring, an intricate jade necklace, two matching jade rings. In the other closet, the western one, there are hooks that hold several pieces of jewelry in there that are a simple gold necklace and bracelet, 250 gold each. Silver necklace with a garnet pendant, just tons and tons of jewelry, basically, amongst it.
I love that I went in here to find you girls some outfits. I'm just getting some jewelry. By the way, Pogo is taking all this jewelry.
Yeah.
And yeah.
For simplicity's sake, go ahead and add 2,500 gold worth of jewelry to your inventory.
Perfect. Do you want me to add it? Yeah, I'll add this jewelry.
Yeah, just add 2,500 gold worth of jewelry that we need to sell. No coins, just a bunch.
I am still grabbing. Yeah, I am still grabbing a couple of dresses though, just a couple. While you girls are figuring out what we're gonna do.
I mean,
You want to
If
try
you
comprehend
wanna-
languages?
at least we'd know what he's saying, even if we can't communicate with him.
Fair
Do you
enough.
want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
I think
Let's
I
put
could
it
do
this
it
way.
once free per day.
Okay. I've got 3 first-level spells.
Okay, I'll do it because I could do it
It's a first
free from the feat I took. So I'm gonna use comprehend languages.
Okay.
Does not use a spell slot.
From you have something. What I remember vaguely where that came from. What was it? What's it from? Do you get it free once a day?
I think Faye touched.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. All right. Hearing movement in here, he was clearly like getting louder, but it just sounds like angry roars until you finish the enchantment for that, and it's just shouting, "Let me out!" and it's banging on something on the far side on the room, like further away. You can feel every time that it moves, there is a burst of heat coming up from underneath the door. And like it's clear, like there's smoke coming from under it too, but it's clearly burned away, probably whatever was in that room before, because all the smoke is just like from the fire itself. It doesn't seem to be consuming anything. And again, every motion that it makes, you can feel just the anger and the fire coming from under the doorway. It's just screaming in rage on the other side of the door, far side of the room. What are you doing?
Like, is there a door to open?
So, you know what? I'm sorry. So behind the tapestries, when you move them away, you can see what is just a stone door with no handle. It pushes in, and the heat and force on the other side is keeping the door closed. If you were to push on it, it'll open. It's right here.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay. Do we have Mage Hand to push it open? Is that a
Mage
cantrip
hand can
or?
only exert 10
5
pounds of
pounds of
force,
force,
though.
and
Is
they
that
can
enough
maybe
to...
open it.
I mean, we could try.
Because like I'm not resistant to fire.
Yeah,
You're still-
none
you're
of us
still-
are resistant to fire.
We
We're made out of
might
skin.
want...
If you have legs
We
and
might
are
wanna get out of
standing,
the
or
way.
if you have legs and are flammable, you're never blocking a fire exit. Love Bitch Hedberg.
Okay. So that doesn't really answer the question. Would Mage Hand work? It's a DM question.
Oh, well, in that sense, then, I mean, it will take some force to push it open, sure. 10 feet or 10 pounds, maybe not, you're not sure.
Okay.
It does give a little bit when you push on it, but like it's not gonna, you don't need to bowl the door over. It's just more of a problem that when you push into it, you're gonna be in the fire.
Okay.
And even with comprehend languages, it
that.
still seems the creature on the other side does not seem reasonable. It seems angry, and opening the door, it will probably force its way through you guys to get out.
Okay, so can everybody just like go into like the circular room and hide like on the other side? Like the bottom side? Just
Is there enough
hide
room in
there?
the closet for Pogo to fit in the closet?
Yeah, Pogo can fit, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm in the closet.
Okay.
I will take the other
You know, Sarah, the
closet.
closer one.
I'm
Yeah, but it's
guarding
just
myself
closer.
with clothing.
Okay. Everybody else
And
can
I'll
go
have
where
the door
Narok
cracked
is?
so I can...
Well, I mean,
He
hold
decides
up.
to flame
He's not even going to be
rage
able to get
torch
past
everything.
because the
That
fucking
help.
thing. He's going to be stuck in another room. Whatever. Let's let him. Good luck,
No,
everybody.
he's stuck with the vampire. So let's just leave it kill the vampire.
Well, no, because the portal's not active, so we can't even go through it.
Yeah, he's going to be stuck in the circle room.
Because the key's not closed.
Yeah,
So-
Pogo has, or you guys have the key, anyways. Yeah.
Someone's gotta have the key.
Okay, but I thought we passed through it, but wait.
Because I had the key.
The door
Yeah.
closes once you walk away from it.
Yeah, as soon as you get more than 15 feet away, if you're not holding the key within 15 feet of it, then the portal closes.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
they're
I
stuck on the
thought
outside.
I didn't think we went through the portal.
We went
Somebody would have to be
Through it,
in
but we
this
didn't
corner.
use it.
Yeah, so you can either use the portal to teleport somewhere else, or if you have the key nearby, you can just walk through it and to the hallway to the side. So it's both a door and a portal, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna grab the key from Pogo.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to release the fire elemental,
Okay.
and then I'm going to run to here. Oh wait, I can't because of the wall. Okay. I'm going to
You're gonna try
run
to open the portal and just give him an egress, give him a way out.
up to here, and then just
Okay.
point that way. Like
Okay. if you're opening the door also, and not just like you running with it, well, okay. If you're going to push the door open, that has an impact, let's say, instantly that will potentially change how quickly you could move towards that door or towards the portal.
Right. Well, that's why I was asking
I
if
was
Mage Hand
leaving.
could do it. Like, we try it with
Yeah, I
Mage
was
Hand
leaving
once.
the door
Go,
to
Sarah.
my closet open so I could use Mage Hand.
Okay.
Like, I'm leaving my door so I can see out and use Mage Hand to open the door.
Okay.
For
Okay. All right.
That's why I chose this one.
Norok and Nazim, you guys are hiding in the southern end of that room there to give him room to go by. Is that the plan? Ben, Sako?
Yeah, just hopefully he decides to go by since we all look like Vabians. He's probably
Okay.
gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I hate you guys. I'm gonna kick your ass when we're out." Hopefully not. So
Well, let's see what happens.
I'm gonna try to be like the elephant in the room, literally.
Okay.
That nobody notices. So
All right.
I mean, do you guys want me to drop seaming before we do this? I'm not going to be able to put it back up.
I don't know. Probably just leave it up, right? Maybe he'll just be like, "Fuck yeah, I'm out of here." So hopefully.
I mean, you guys have seen multiple instances now of creatures or other things that are imprisoned here that are not really concerned with fighting you. They mostly just want out. And if you get in the way, that's a problem. But otherwise, they're not particularly concerned with harming you.
Yeah.
All right. Then in that case, Sarah, you're going to be opening the door. Artemis, you're going to try to keep the portal open. Just be near enough to keep the portal open. Is that the plan? Artemis?
That is the plan.
Okay.
Is this not going through?
Is what not going through?
Sometimes I'm talking, it doesn't seem like it's going through.
Yeah, I hadn't heard you for a bit, so it might not have been. I'm hearing you now, though, at least. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so my plan was to put the light from the lantern on me so I could see I'm an elf and then just point towards the portal.
Okay. You would need to be near enough for that to happen, so that wouldn't be near enough to the portal. Does that make sense?
Hmm?
So if you're going to be close enough for him to be able to see you, then...
No, what? He'll see me once he gets up here.
Okay, all right. I'm going to move you then, because you would be right in the path there, so I'm going to put you up there.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, so,
perfect.
all right, then Sarah, you, using Mage Hand, try to shove the door. It doesn't take much force. It doesn't have to be open all the way. It only, you get it maybe halfway open, and there is an immediate burst of heat. Pogo, Sarah, and the Juthron, Juthron's kind
I'm
of
in a closet. Does it not give me any protection?
you know what? I mean, I would say, okay, covered in clothes too. You said you were burying yourself in clothes to try to. Okay,
I'm insulating myself from the heat.
all right. In that case, I'm going to say it's just Sarah who has the instant burst of heat. It'll only be 2d10. Roll a dex save, Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 2 anyway, so it'd be half to 1 if you succeed. Probably not much to be concerned with. Oh, natural 20. All right, so you take 1 damage of heat.
Really?
Use your natural 20 on
Heat
1 damage.
refreshing.
Yeah, it's a nice sauna all of a sudden. There is an eruption of flame. It is not a Hephaestion. This actually, as soon as it steps in, you realize this is an elemental. It's not a demon. Well, not in the sense that Hephaestion is. The kind of similar creatures, but anyways, in fact, you've seen one of these before at the airship crash that Pogo smashed into one of them. But it bursts in through. It does see Sarah because she is, exposed herself enough to be able to open the door. It is immediately going to attack her with 3 scimitar attacks. It's not stopping. I'm going to say that it is just slashing at you as it's rushing towards the doorway there. Feeling the
Disadvantage.
Okay, sure.
My boots.
It is 3 Oh, sorry, I rolled that with normal. So here, this will be the first attack then. Still hits then. 25. Disadvantage for the second attack, and disadvantage for the third attack. All three still hit. 21. And on top of that, it has this. I'm gonna put that on there. Each hit is an extra 1d10 fire. So that's not huge. So it's going to be 3 scimitar attacks. Oops, not the attack roll. With 3.
It may not be huge.
You don't have a lot of hit points left. Yeah. He doesn't hit that hard, so it is so far.
Okay.
20 damage and then 3d10 on top. Oops, that's d8s. 3d10 from the fiery strikes. 36 total. So you're still up.
Hang on, I gotta add this 6. Yeah. Oh,
Okay. All right. There is just a rush of heat and flame as it burns through. Instantly, all of the pillows and and the clothes that Pogo is surrounded in begin to singe and catch flame. I'm going to say you guys can extricate yourself out of the clothes quickly to the point where it's starting to catch, but you can pull yourselves out of it. It rushes past and through and up through the open portal. Arteme, he's going to slash you as he runs by as well. He can only use that fiery thing once per turn, though, so it'll be 3 attacks at Arteme.
That's just mean.
It's not a happy guys. These are angry creatures. As the succubus had warned you as well, they're unreasonable. I assume all 3 of those hit Fox. So 13, 18 total damage.
18. Okay, but
Yeah.
what's like his? Oh yeah, 26. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a 21, 19, and 26. Yeah, and then rushes through the portal to the other side, and you don't see him anymore, of course. And the heat is no longer felt through that. The room is still on fire. All of the pillows and the your sunbeam would be off anyways. Let me go ahead and remove that. But the pillows and the tapestries, everything is very rapidly catching fire. This room is about to become a firestorm if you don't get out of there quickly. There is still fire in the room beyond, but it is beginning to dim because there just isn't anything left for it to burn. The room that he just came out of. So that is that. What are you guys doing?
Well, first Sarah's gonna stumble out of her closet and just vomit blood everywhere.
All
She's
right.
down to single digits.
Oh,
Okay.
And then she's going to pop a potion.
go ahead and roll your heal for it.
All right.
I have
well,
shaped water, but I can't create water, so not really a big help.
Yeah, this room that you're in now is going to burst into flames very rapidly here. Like you literally have 1 round to get out of here. The next room, the one that he just came out of, is beginning to dissipate. Like you could step through it with boots. You probably wouldn't want to stay in there long because it is still extremely hot. But there's nothing left to consume in there. There's just no oxygen either. So.
Well, I'm going to immediately cast guidance on myself and then fucking feeling the flames from the room kick through, and I am going to head to the next room since that was the plan.
Okay.
Best I can.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can run through these flames.
Yeah, so I
mean, kicking these fucking burning pillows out from under my feet, and trying to get into the next room if it looks like the flames are dwindling.
Yeah, you can. No, there's no damage. So either room right now is not a problem. Now, this room, the room that you just moved into, will be safe on the next turn. The room that everyone else was in, that Sarah's still in, will not be, because there's a lot of fuel for it to burn. There was a door on the other side of that room. It is just a solid door with a bar. Like doorknob bar.
If I have enough action, I'm going to do my usual ready Eldritch Blast. And there's a door on this side of it, or a bar on this side of it?
Not bar like blocking. I just mean a bar doorknob, like you just move it up or down. Not a circular
I
doorknob.
imagine it's going to be locked, or maybe the fire thing didn't have thumbs. I don't know. I am going to... Does it look like... is there any visual distinguishing features of these doors you run into that have been super magical? Or no?
No, even the ones that have been trapped didn't give any evidence of so. The only thing that was obvious was the door that spread out darkness, that paralyzed you for a moment. That one definitely stood out.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, nope. I'm going to use Mage Hand. There we go.
Okay.
See if the door is locked or not. If Mage Hand can open the door while readying my Eldritch Blast, if there's a threat on the other side.
It opens, and there is a portal that is still on the other side. It is not active.
Sweet. Oh, it's not active?
It is not active.
Oh, fuck this portal. Well, I'm gonna hang out on the other side of this door for a second, get some breath while everyone else is doing it.
All right, so
I'm gonna
you're
yell at everyone that there's a portal, but it's not reacting to any of the keys I have. But I think there's
have
someone
two
else
keys.
that has a key or
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
What was that, Sarko?
Do you know what symbols by that portal?
You can see that it's a ring. You guys don't have the ring yet.
Okay.
It's a circle with a gem on the top, like a.
Gotcha.
So we will have to come back here.
Or we get in from the other side.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't
So are
the one
What's
wasn't the one south of the vampire room? Wasn't that also a ring?
Yes, the one that you guys couldn't go north from was also a ring. Yes.
okay. And which one do I currently have?
You have the rod, I think, the one that looks like a cylinder.
Okay.
Ben, do you remember these? Does this ring any bells for you? It would have been 30 years ago. No? If you're talking, you're muted, Holmes.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Like the different. All right, I'm gonna have to look through Becky's notes though, because I'm.
No. 30, literally 30 years ago. It would have been when we were kids.
I'm guessing it's the symbols for the portals, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but it was from a video game that we played when we were kids.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Can I take a shot in the
what
dark?
those symbols are.
Sure.
Shot in the dark. Chrono Cross.
Nope.
Ah.
No, I didn't like Chrono Cross that much. I never finished. I probably only played, a few hours of it. It's not important. Nobody would have
All
remembered
the
it anyways.
symbols we've seen.
Hang on.
We have
So,
the rod. There's a
yeah.
ring.
and the Ankh, the three that you have. No, sorry, you don't have the ring. You have the Ankh, the rod, and
The sphere.
the
circle
sphere. Yeah, the like ball. Yeah.
Okay, I added it to my inventory.
Let's do this because we're coming close to the end here anyway. So what is it? We'll do a quick run through of what everybody's doing, and then something's going to happen, and then we will we'll close there for. So depending, because it may be important on where people are, I guess is what I'm getting at here. So what are Norak and Nazim doing?
I was just going to suggest while we wait for this flame to die down, because that heat's going to dissipate, go into the other room, set the other room ablaze, and then eventually dissipate, and then the room will just kind of dissipate all the heat. Why don't we just go through the portal for 10 minutes, wait, and come back? Done. And then we run through.
Well, I only want to find out if we can get to this portal, because I only have one key, because I gave the other key to Artemis.
No, the portal that we came in from.
That's right.
We don't have to do everything right now. We could literally just go to the other portal, have a glass of water, wait 10 minutes until everything cools down, and then come through.
Yeah, if you try to have your glass in here, it's going to boil.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Do we have a gem encrusted bowl worth at least like 1,000 gold?
I've got diamonds worth at least 1,000 gold, like 4 of them.
That's Hero's Feast that you're looking for, Fox? Is that what you're trying? Yeah. So
I was gonna try, but then I'm like, oh wait, what do I need for this? And I'm like, I should have grabbed different stuff.
I'll tell you that absolutely that would have been a really great idea right before you teleported into this place. Just for simplicity's sake, as a reminder, because we've been in here for a few weeks now. If you need, the purpose of Maibi still being in the gatehouse is that she can surreptitiously get you things. She's trying to get you guys a map of the place, but if you need, she was specifically trying to be able to find keys for you. So if you need a specific key, she can try to procure those. But if you need something and you teleport back to her, rests and everything are dangerous, but if you need something like that, she could potentially be able to get it for you. It's not going to be great odds, it's going to be on what's available and so on. Something like that, though, is the kind of thing that she could potentially have brought in. So the idea being that you guys are trapped here, but if you need something from the outside, she could potentially assist you with that. So something to keep in mind. We are getting close here, so real quick, that idea, Nazim, although it's a good one, something is going to happen before that could potentially, I don't want to say that just yet, obviously, but you could certainly start those preparations, but it may be impeded by what is about to occur over where Pogo is. So, if you have any, go ahead.
Hate that whole idea. Thanks for that.
You're standing in front of an inactive portal right now. That you don't have a key for. You know that you don't have a key for. You know that nobody in the party has a key for, but the portal activates in front of you.
Oh, fun! Well, good thing I got Eldritch Blast ready. But yeah, that's. I mean, I'm probably not paying that much attention to that portal if the plan is to go back to the other portals. I was
Sure.
literally thinking like Pogo right now would probably start moseying back.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah.
Seeing the portal
I'd
begin to
probably be
activate.
I'd probably be like backwards to it, and then like would I
Okay.
hear it at least, or is it make no
So
sound?
the sound changes, the light changes, and
Okay.
yeah, so something is definitely coming through from the other. So something with an active key is on the other side of that portal, in one direction. Anyways, it doesn't necessarily. They could be coming through the portal itself or using it like a door. You don't know, but something with that key is coming through.
All right. Well, I'm gonna yell out to the rest of the group that something's coming through this portal, and they probably have a key.
All right. So in that case, then, if everybody is trying to, go the other direction, Pogo, it's still like that room is beginning to, catch fire, and you're going to be running through that. But if everybody's going back through and attempting to, secure themselves elsewhere, that's fine. But let me know, where you were all preparing for this now that Pogo has shouted that that portal, that something's coming through.
I mean, they can all be like 2/3 of the way back there. That's fine. We'll figure it out.
I mean, Sarah was waiting for Pogo, so.
Okay. So if Pogo is running back, then back a little bit at least. This room is going to catch fire. So Pogo and Sarah, you probably aren't going to stay in this room, I assume.
Also, I ain't no bitch though. Like if I heard that portal opening, I'm probably still back in the doorway area. Like
okay, yeah, if you want to stay there, that's fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's
because
fine.
if it's a second, I'm still just